everything lined up here. What do we got here? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, Candace just tweeted. There once was a president who opposed the nuclear reactor in Israel, and like Charlie Kirk, he wound up conveniently. Huh. Let's see. What was that? Let's see. No, that all's reading bad. Thing. There we go. What else? Okay, am I live now? Everything good? Hello, everyone. Alrighty, think everything's all good and working now. Awesome, awesome. What's everyone up to? Oh, thank you, Ashley XB, for the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Ooh, sorry about taking so long. It is hot outside. And we had the windows all open with no air conditioner on today, and that was a regret. Ooh, I am sweating. I'm sure this air conditioner will kick on soon. Anyway, we're going to be watching this. I don't know why this started playing. Oh, maybe it was playing the whole time, and it just takes a long time for it to get to the actual speaking part. Alrighty, cool. So we're going to watch Candace Owens' speech specifically. We're not watching the whole 2.5 hour thing. You know, no point in that. And then we're going to probably watch this, where this lady has Mitch Snow on, which is crazy. And then, of course, I want to show this. Candace Owens is riding on a scooter with no security around or anything. Seems she's really afraid for her life. You know what I mean? Out and about in public. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing at all. Life's tough. Get a helmet or get right with God and he'll protect you from falling. You know, that's pretty funny.
Without further ado, I would like
it's just
to bring
crazy.
up my brother,
you know?
John Christopher Yep.
He certainly wouldn't have her out here looking like a whole clown trying to defend the Invincible. Wait,
Catholics
who's
for
he?
Catholics. John,
Who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is.
Taking the time.
Is this Dom? Liqueur? Whatever his last name is?
Jesus Christ, the way, the
I don't
truth,
know.
and the life.
He's all covered up. Can't tell who he
That
is.
should be our focus.
But,
Jesus Christ is king.
yeah, I don't care. Oh, I'm on this side of the screen, aren't I?
mother.
Oops, put myself back. I did that for the other video. I have got to get a hair tie. I'll be right back, guys. This is crazy hot.
Please have a seat. Boy, I tell you something. You ever run an event at y'all, and
There we go.
you just know part
It's
of
too
the,
stinking
part
hot.
of
Oh,
part
man.
of, cutting the cake. You know you're gonna get reviews.
Oh, hey,
afterwards,
Arena.
emails from
Thanks for
everyone,
standing on the
good
right side.
stuff,
I
bad
appreciate
stuff.
that.
I'll tell you the
I don't know what
hardest
that
review
converts
get
to, but it is,
from an
I'm
older
pretty sure it's
brother,
like,
okay?
it has to be
So,
like 10. It's a yellow color.
We'll see how I
Awesome.
do,
Thank you so
Thomas.
much.
Thank you for
Thank
introducing
you.
us.
You know,
and
I
Backing
I
up,
haven't been doing that. I don't know why I forgot to do that, but
we have
I
a
sometimes
special
I'll
night
use
ahead.
the YouTube
It's going to be a
tools.
great,
Just put the little
important,
goal thing out
historic
there.
evening. You made it.
I don't ever ask for
This is
anyone
the
to donate or anything
250th
like that. No one's
anniversary
ever
of the country,
obligated.
The most important Catholic
I just
gathering
use the tools
of
they give
this
me.
year, of this
And,
historic year.
And we just have a good time. Anyway, Norwegian color? Yes. Oh, there's sound
And we
this
are
whole time. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, we're just going to fast forward to where Candace Owens is. Oh, here we go. How long does she speak for? So she speaks from like 16 minutes to... okay, then she gets off. And there's... That's interesting. What are they playing? We may watch that part too. I'll see why they play that video. Okay, and then everyone else speaks. All right. Yep. Cool. All right, so we'll watch... where does Candace come in at? Pink. Okay, there we go. I'm sure that's some sort of intro. We'll see. Alrighty, here we go. Now let me read some of your guys' stuff here. 93 Texas Hill Country. Guadalupe River. Wait. I missed that. I don't know what the context for that is. George is in the background. Oh, is he really? Nice. I wonder what else he's doing in the background. Let's see. Thomas Sanders says phony. I don't know what, she said... Oh, wait. He said something before that. She said, I or me 365 times in the speech. Oh, you're kidding me. Great. This is going to be a rough one to get through, it sounds like. Oh, man. Well, I mean, did we expect anything less, I guess? I mean, it was going to be annoying no matter what to listen to the speech. No matter what, it's going to be really annoying to listen to this. But, hey, at least she has a time limit on how long she can actually speak for. Not that she really spends that much time speaking these days. She really, genuinely just, like, I don't know, spends, like, 45 minutes, and that's it. She's like, you know how much, like, conspiracy she could get out in one day if she actually didn't waste all of her time? You know what I mean? If she literally didn't waste, like, her entire day only doing, like, a 45-minute stream that's probably pre-recorded, she could have probably got all this Erica Kirk information all wrapped up, like, I don't know, November. Like, she really is stretching this information out. It's crazy. It's so grifty. It's like, you know, just give us little sprinkles at a time, you know? That or she just has no more information. She just keeps getting it slowly, you know? That a fake picture? You're late? Wait, fake picture or what? Oh, Norwegian crown. Okay, nice. And I bet it's nice up there. Sounds like a good time. Of course, my favorite band, I'm sure you've heard me mention them several times. They're from Finland. Pretty close there to Norway. They're Scandinavians. As, you know, if anybody's ever watched Metalocalypse. But yeah, Winter Sun. Winter Sun. A lot of Norwegian, like, the only metal bands I know of from Norway are always black metal bands, you know? And I'm not so much into black metal these days. I'm sure there's, folk metal bands from Norway. Is Fintroll? Is Fintroll from Norway? Let's see. Windir Gate, or, Got, I don't know how to say that name. Lumsk, Campfar, and Myrgrov. Okay, I don't know any of those bands, actually. Asmine, Glittertend, Storm, Bork. I don't even know if I could say that other part of their name, actually, without getting demonetized. Okay. Vintersorg. Oh, they're Swedish, though. And I was going to say I actually have heard of them, but turns out they're Swedish. But they're cited because they do Norwegian style. As if, you know, nobody could tell the difference. What's Scandinavian is just considered Scandinavian in America. You know what I mean? It's all kind of the same to us. It's kind of like, you know, separating Scotland from Ireland. So if you can't understand it, it's Scottish. If you could somewhat understand it, it's probably Irish. That's about the only difference. You know? Oh, man. It's good stuff, though. Good stuff. Nah. Norwegian does make, or Norway and, actually, just Scandinavia in general, they make the best music. They have Soilwork. Y'all ever listen to Soilwork? That band is insane. Band is so good. They are so good. Viljarda. Nice. Yeah, Viljarda's awesome. I guess they are Swedish, aren't they? So many Swedish metal bands that I don't ever think of as Swedish. Like, I always thought Soilwork was just like, I don't know, American, to be honest. And then, no. They're like operatic Shinedown, you know? I'm not really a big Shinedown fan, but I know a lot of people are. But it's like if you were to make like an epic metal Shinedown song, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Muse is your favorite band? Absolutely. Man, been appreciating Slipknot a lot more. Yeah, absolutely. I like Slipknot. Let's see. Hey, Dammers Media. Let's see. All right, y'all ready to get started? Y'all ready to see this? Y'all ready to trade this in to listen to Candace Owens for a good, like, half hour? And then we'll listen to the Zodiac Killer's son for a little while? That'll be a fun one. Let's see. You were a massive Green Day fan in the 90s. I was too. Yeah. Shane Billy morphed into a literal lesbian. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Corey Taylor's a good singer. I enjoyed some Stone Sour as well, you know, I mean. But yeah, Corey Taylor's pretty good. You know, just all around. Good metal guy. He should, what was his other metal band? He had a third one, didn't he? He had Stone Sour, Slipknot, and, what was it? Just the Corey Taylor Opinion Project or something like that? Oh, well. Anyway, let's get this going.
Attack
Yay,
my
clap.
faith. I take it very seriously. I'm calling for peace. You know, Christ is king of my heart.
There is a divine aspect to everything that's happening. The reason why I survived it and the reason why I'm happy is because I have real faith.
The expression that to become a student of history means to become a Catholic is something that I have taken to heart.
It has forever been a holy war that is being waged against goodness. Christ is king.
Some of those they took out of her podcast, I noticed, from talking about Erica Kirk. Huh. Interesting, huh? Oh, yeah, John Mayer's insane. I didn't know. That dude could shred. And I don't mean just, like, you know, doing, like, little, like, licks and whatnot or, you know, playing in his music style. What I mean is he actually went with the bossy guitar. Like, he knows Toast and a bossy and was trying out his guitars. And the dude was doing, like, just insane metal shreddy licks. John Mayer's a metal fan. It's wild. I had no clue until I saw him doing that, and I was like, whoa. I think he also got a signature guitar from, or a specially made guitar from a Bossy Guitars. But I know I would like to try that Silver Sky. I wouldn't mind trying that. Anyway, let's get into this.
Hello. Thank you, guys. Please be seated. And yes, I broke my foot. First time I've ever broken a bone in my
Okay, so I was wondering if it was a Riri. She does need a helmet. She really does need a helmet. How do you break your foot not leaving your basement?
body just ahead of this event on Friday the 13th, no less. It's just amazing. So much, I consider that to be just kind of an analogy for my entire experience being a Catholic. You're in the middle of Lent, I'm already giving up breakfast and lunch and meat on Friday.
Oh, that's why she's been an extra B. That's why this lady's been an extra B word this whole past week. I was wondering what was stinking. You know.
And then it's, how about your right foot? How about walking for the rest of Lent? And it's so funny, I kind of reflect on my Catholic journey and being baptized. I guess it's been 3 years now. I got baptized 3 years ago. And I remember, for whatever reason, I was so deluded, and I thought that the baptism, when I got there, like that was the finish line, you know? Like this is, yes, I've made it, I've figured it out. The battle is spiritual. I've now entered into the Catholic faith, and I had no idea how backward I had it. It was really, the battle was just beginning. You know, someone said to be a Catholic is to suffer, and I really saw how
Actors aren't told
immediately
to break
true
a
that
leg.
was.
Yeah.
Almost to the minute, becoming baptized. And I promise you, when I was Protestant, I went around the world, I spoke about my faith, I talked about Christianity, I spoke about the Bible, and nobody batted an eyelash. the moment that I became Catholic, it was just game on. It was,
What?
I think the Vanity Fair took the first stab, and they drew. It was actually quite an interesting little art piece, and they had me up there, and J.D. Vance up there, Russell Brand up there, and the piece was about this whole Catholic conspiracy. I think they called it the Catholic Industrial Complex. They had worked through some conspiracy. Why are all of these people? Why is Russell Brand praying the rosary? Why is J.D. Vance Catholic? Why is Candace Owens suddenly Catholic?
Let's take a look. Vanity Fair did do a little thing about it. I would be actually really happy if somebody did this for me. What a cool picture, actually. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of cool to like literally have like yourself depicted in like 15th century kind of artwork or something. I don't know why she's complaining about that, but let's see what they actually say, though. Maybe they say something rotten. On Thursday, May 30th, 593 years after Joan of Arc was burned at the stake, Candace Owens came to Scottsdale to take up her sword. What? Literally? What? It was the feast day of St. Joan, and there was an evening mass at Phoenix Joan of Arc's church. And a trek to the suburban Hilton, where an upstart group named Catholics for Catholics was throwing a party to welcome Owens home. Okay, the group, founded in 2022, declared non-Catholic Republicans, more Catholic than their demographic opponents, was presenting Owens its Joan of Arc Award for giving Christ the King his proper due. Okay. What's the point? Okay. After liberals criticized her plan to create a registry on online trolls, she found a new support on the alt-right. Oh, essentially they're saying she hops around a lot. That's really it. Okay. She made videos declaring she didn't care about Charlottesville and urged black voters to wage a Blexit from the Democratic plantation. She wore matching White Lives Matter t-shirts with Kanye West just before he began praising the big bad guy from World War II, then stayed largely silent when he did. It only followed that Owens' conversion would come wrapped into controversy to... okay, all right, what? Okay. I don't really get it. Within weeks, she and her husband, George Farmer, of the failed far-right social media platform Parler, and a convert himself, were photographed with a Catholic right podcaster. Wait, what do they mean? Like, okay, so did he like convert at the same time? Huh. Did he? That's weird. When did George Farmer convert to Catholicism? Leading to his Catholic conversion around December 2018, shortly after meeting her. It's a little weird, isn't it? I thought he was a Catholic, and that's why she converted, but he converted too. I mean, it is a little weird. I didn't know that. Kind of put a pin in that, maybe. A month later, when she posted pictures of her baptism at Latin Mass Church. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything really too weird about this. Tim Ballard, whose questionable claims of fighting child trafficking and... Okay. I don't know. It's a silly article. It's written by the left. For sure. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a pin in it and read it later. It doesn't seem that interesting. It's not like... It's not outright saying that it's bad. But it does kind of seem like it's calling her out to be a grifter. But more in the light of, like, right-wing people are grifters. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Wait, if there's a bride of... Hold on. Wait, hold on. Where did I see that? Any of you guys watch the Bride of Farmer video? I have not watched that yet. We may be able to pull that up today. Let's... Hold on. Oh, crap. There we go. Okay, how about this? It's on YouTube. I bet it is. Bride of Farmer. Quartering agrees with Fuentes. I wonder what he said. It's probably not going to be straight. just 100% agreeing with him, but Bride of Farmer, huh? Okay. Interesting. Is this it? Mind Unveiled? This the person who did it? Oh, you helped make Bride of Candace? Really? Huh. I'll have to look at that one too. Let's see. Candace said the word I or me at least 197 times. Guess how many times she mentioned the words God or Jesus Lord? Less than 10. It is interesting, huh? The first one, okay. So we got it here. All right, let's get back to the Candace thing real quick. And
Like,
let's see
as
what she
if
does.
there were, something happening in the vaults of the Vatican where people were conspiring to turn everybody into Catholics. And, my journey, it was right there, Vanity Fair. It was right there. I married a Catholic, actually, so it was pretty obvious that I...
Yeah, but you didn't exactly. I mean, you did, but he wasn't a Catholic before he met you. So that's interesting. Why would she even use that as ammunition? Because if I got with somebody, right, who was not a Catholic, and then got engaged to him, and then he became a Catholic, because they got together in 2017, right? Was it 2017? Whichever it was, whatever year it was. No, it was 2018. They got together in 2018. He had a coming to God moment after he met Candace. I would definitely say that she didn't marry a Catholic at that point. She married a convert at that point. You know what I mean? Because she knew him before he was Catholic. Barely, but she knew him before he was Catholic. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Wait, if I read the Oath of the Jesuit Order on YouTube, I'd get demonetized? For real? I don't even know. I actually don't know what it is. Let me see. What is the... What is it? Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. What's wrong with this? Why would this get me demonetized? What? Okay, I want to know the exact Jesuit order quote then. Let's see. The official motto of the Jesuit Order, Society of Jesus, is Wait, so it's for the greater glory of God? That's it? That's it? Has YouTube been literally demonetizing people for specifically saying that for the greater order of God? That'd be insane. That's so nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not nothing per se, but I mean, it's so nothing, like, in the terms of, like, what could possibly offend somebody. You know what I mean? Oh, you tagged me in an X post that's very enlightening? Hey, absolutely. I'll check it out. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do this. Let's see. I'll just go into here. Wait, did you? Was it this? No, that's Texas Motherbird. I don't know. For some reason. So that happens sometimes? Definitely happens sometimes where things don't show up on X. So, interesting. Meant to send this instead. Wait, which? Oh, well, thank you for that, Anna. Thank you. I just kind of got what you meant. That's very nice of you. You didn't have to send another one. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't see it, though, unfortunately. A couple people retweeted me. Wait, did it refreshed? Oh, nope. Let's see. Oh. Wow, you really showed... Oh, wait. No. I like giving people short answers. No. I'm not going to do that. If I wanted to cut my hair, I'd cut my hair. I don't want to cut my hair, so it's going to stay long. Just what it does. Like when people are like, you have hair that's long, and it's like, wow. So did, like, 99% of humanity. We only started cutting our hair really recently. It wasn't that common to cut your hair, per se. It's a lot more common to have long hair. not the majority of our lifetimes anymore, or our history, you know. Joe Rogan draws conservative backlash over crude jabs at Charlie Kirk's widow. Finally, it starts trending. Crazy. Oh, that was a really dumb thing for him to do. I didn't even know this was trending. I just saw the clip, and I was like, oh, this is dumb. That was a really dumb thing in general. Like, why would you just come out with no evidence and be like, oh, look at this weird stuff? And it's like, okay. It's not weird, actually. It has an explanation if you're just not dumb enough to not, you know, to Google it. You know. Anyway. Candace just posted. Oh, did she really? Here, we'll take a look here. All the way at the bottom. Let's see. Oh, yeah, she posted this garbage. I responded. I responded with this. Find me anything that Charlie Kirk agreed with bombing... Oh, wait. Oh, find me anything after Charlie Kirk agreed with bombing Iran in June of 2025 that is against it. Anything. Anything after June. That's the challenge. It'll never happen. It'll never, ever happen. Oh, here we go. Nathan Livingston. Well, we'll watch this after. I'm definitely going to... Let's pull this open. Thank you, Goldie. Goldie. I noticed Goldie. She shares a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Do I follow her? She follow me? She does follow me. I do follow her. That's why I see a lot of her stuff. There we go. I got called a fed by all of the people currently propping up the actual CIA agent. You literally told people to attack the... Like, Ray Epps. Got... For... Not to. You are fed. Like, no doubt about it. Absolute pure fed. Okay. Anyway, I still don't see that. I don't see what you tagged me in. I'm sorry. Ran out of money halfway through the transition, huh? No. This dude's gonna get annoyed at some point. I'll see how long it takes him. All right. We'll watch the milk bar video after we watch Candace here. We gotta rip this Band-Aid off, guys. I know this hurts. It does. I'm even skipping in between and all that stuff. But we gotta do it. We gotta do it.
I might land there myself someday. There certainly wasn't any conspiracy, but it was amazing to see that. I didn't understand why.
Well, now
it
I'm
was,
suspicious. I never thought there was a conspiracy before this, Candace. Thank you.
It created so much drama, why you couldn't be a Catholic, so to speak, or why people had more questions about what made you turn toward it. And my journey, I think, really is
Charlie would be on Trump's side
kind
right
of
now.
been lifelong in
Absolutely.
that way. I have always been a person on the pursuit of the truth, right? I want to know what the truth is. From the time I was a toddler, my mother growing up to me would say,
Wait,
you know, one day you're going to get...
Wait, hold on. Stargazer can see what I was tagged in as well. Hold on. Wait. Stargazer could see it too? Mitch Snow is making the rounds. He says, joke. Oh, is that what you tagged me in? Was the Mitch Snow thing? Because I do have, so I got this here. Oh, wait. Anna, you're not Shady Lady, are you? Wait, hold on. No, wait, that's a different picture, right? Okay. Is this what, wait, hold on. Is that what you tagged me in? Because we are going to watch that later. 100%. Was this? Oh, wait, or was it Stacey Lynn? Were you the one who tagged me? I had a few people tag me in this one. If one of them's you, I don't know that, I don't know if you're the same profile. You know what I mean? Is it the same? We'll find out.
Get a kid just like you. And I think she meant that as a threat, by the way, which isn't great, but I do know
really?
She would always remark that when I was a toddler, my father and her would have to sort of, when they would reprimand me, they would say something.
I found,
and then they'd sort of close the bedroom door and laugh because I had to reason with them. I had to...
Oh, you tagged... I see. Mitch Snow went to Alex Jones? What is Alex Jones doing interviewing this guy? Huh. Yeah, we'll watch that. Friends with Matt is what it's from, though? Okay. Yeah. We'll see if we have time to pull that up today, too.
Debate the idea
Thank
to
you, Anna.
understand where they were coming from.
Anna.
Sort of saying
Whichever one
things
you
to
prefer.
them like, Mommy, that doesn't really make sense. I don't really understand. That doesn't make sense. And I think my entire life I've been trying to make sense of things that never really went away, that desire to
I'm getting
understand
tagged all
how
over the place.
things
I
work,
appreciate it.
how the world
I
is
really do.
working. And I think at a certain point, I really thought that I had sort of landed on truth when I engaged in politics. And you go,
Apparently she landed on her foot wrong.
okay, now I'm sort of in the belly of everything, and I get this,
Hey,
and
Cloudy.
it's left versus right, and I have to go back and sort of understand the debates that were being had by the founding fathers, and you feel like you
Yeah, never be afraid to tag me and stuff. I will look at it. I will always try to respond. Sometimes I'm busy. I try so hard to respond to everybody, but man, I get overwhelmed quick. I'm like, I've been on my phone for too long. Got to get these kids outside, And then I run their little rear ends down, get all that energy out of them.
have such a grip on things, and you've really figured things out, and you're flying high. And then you wake up one day and you realize, no, there's something way bigger than this. It's not about politics. The expression that culture sits above politics. There is something that sits way above that, right? And what's happening in this world has always been spiritual, it has always been theological. And when I began to examine those things and realize, love America, 250 years, rah, 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 but there's a lot of stuff that happened before those 250 years that you have to get your hands on, and to fully understand these things of the world, and to recognize that these debates that we are having, they're not new. They are not new. And so I've approached it that way, and when I was baptized, the option was given to me to do my confirmation at the same time. And I thought about it, and I said, no, I want to take that sacrament the right way. When you get baptized, you're very much in your infancy. A confirmation signals more maturity. I certainly didn't feel that I was there. I wanted to just do a couple of years, learn the missal, understand what was happening, why are the priests wearing those vestments, why these colors, not to feel like such a newbie, to ask all of those questions, and which I will be asking for a very long time. I could take years off to study the history of the church and still wouldn't be there. But there was another component of it that I wanted to discuss with you guys that made me a bit nervous about becoming a Catholic, and it was kind of this quiet anxiety that I had.
What? Did you have to get initiation from like one of those pew kids or whatever they call them, choir boys, or what Catholic thing did you have to do that made you so nervous? Because I don't think I'd be that nervous joining up with a religion, really. Like, it's not really got to be nervous about. You have to do some weird ritual? Would you have to sacrifice a kid to a statue? I don't know why she would be so freaking nervous about literally just being like, oh, I've been a Christian and part of this one thing. Going to a different sect of Christianity is going to make you nervous? That's a weird thing. You probably shouldn't do that then. I don't know. That's an odd statement, I think.
About not feeling connected to Mary, right? I just was like, I don't feel this connection to Mary.
This woman hates other women. Just no way around it. Like, immediately out the gate, it's like, another female? Don't think I could do this. I don't want to, as a woman, have to compete for Jesus. That's his own mom. But man, she's like, I'm going to have to come to grips with that, though. Are you kidding me? This lady hates women. She is not just anti-feminist. She wants feminism, not feminism. She wants the female type to burn down. She wants to be the last woman on earth, I think. I think she wants to be surrounded by all the men and have all women underneath her. You know what I mean? Like, this is some weird stuff. Like, just immediately singles out the woman in the story and is like, couldn't connect her. Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, why couldn't you connect to Mary? Literally, Jesus' mom. I don't think anybody has ever had a problem with that. Like, that's such a weird statement. That's so weird. Man, that was just, I don't know, right out the gate.
And Catholics have this connection to Mary, and I know that sounds
Yeah, that's
really
why she married a gay
typical.
guy. Yeah.
Dr. Scott Hahn has written about that. That's kind of the standard Protestant operating, what about Mary? You guys worship Mary. But it wasn't in that way. I understood it intellectually. I understood it theologically, if I could have the debate about Mary, but I didn't feel it spiritually. And when I would speak with
I mean, there's got to be something good said about Mary, right? I mean, she had to be like the model mother. Like, even though, she was literally tasked with raising Jesus. You know what I mean? He still had to be a kid. He still had to be taught and raised. If she didn't do a good job, there's a chance, that maybe he wouldn't have turned out right. You know what I mean? Like, she was given a task, and she completed that task. Like, isn't that, like, I would put her on, literally, on the same level as the apostles. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of seems about right. I don't know. I've never really thought too much about the Mary situation, but if you think about it, she probably did a lot more work for Jesus than any of the apostles technically did during that time. Obviously not after, because they did a lot of work after, right? But that's beside the point. All the teachings and everything they did. But, she was still there. She had to raise the kid. And I'm sure that in itself, it's not like Jesus came out the womb floating on the water. You know what I mean? It's not like he was multiplying fish there in the household at the age of 3. I'm sure it was still a pretty daunting task in general, and I'm sure she was chosen specifically, probably because she's the only one that was deemed worthy to do it. So I get why she is literally not worshipped, but, the same thing that people would say about, like, St. Peter or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, or Moses, or Noah, anybody else in the Bible in general. Just saying. I don't know. I don't think it's that weird. I don't know why Candace would be that weirded out by all this. It's just weird. It's just a weird statement. It seems genuinely to me that never happened. She just made it up. That, or she just really genuinely hates women.
other Catholics and to hear their passion and their speaking about Mary, I was like, man, I want that, I really envy that. I want to have this closeness, but I don't feel it. I want to be, maybe I should be more intentional about that. And an interesting moment came at Mass when a woman approached me, and she just handed me a book, and it had a letter inside of it, and it was
her blackmail. And now she's doing what she's doing today.
I think it was entitled 33 Days to Glory. Everybody knows it. There we go. Still in my infancy.
Yeah, I like how she pretended. Like, if everybody else knows it, I can tell you this. Either Candace is really dumb, or obviously she's making this speech up on the fly, knowing that they would react like that. So this is all pretty much an act right here.
And the letter that she wrote was so beautiful, and she said, you read these prayers every single night, and you learn about the thoughts of various saints, and you time it so that it lands on a Marian feast. It's a Marian consecration. And she had written how this had sort of changed her life, and that I should do it. And I said, great, this is a perfect opportunity. This is what I had been looking for. I mean, my husband did it. It was fantastic. Every night we sat down and we did our prayers together. I mean, it was also, the opportunity to speak through it and for me to ask these questions. More time with my husband. We got to day 33. And, I don't know if I wasn't.
33 Freemasons? Oh, that is interesting. Wait a minute. Did she say, was that 33? I didn't even catch that, actually. Huh. That is interesting. Good catch there, Rosie. Good catch. I'm going to look that up. What was it
expecting
called
like
again?
a magic carpet to come in and take me out of the room, but I went, I want to feel the thing. And I felt so not great about the fact, but I still didn't feel this connection. I guess the only way to give you the analogy of how I felt about it is I have two sisters, and we all had kids at the same time. Our first child was at the same time. We all had boys. And about, I would say, 7 months after my little sister had her son, she told us, she had never expressed this to us, but she was like, he was a very colicky baby, just one of those babies that never
Twice.
stopped.
Yeah, she said, well, okay, let me go back. What was that? We're 25 minutes in. What was it?
But it wasn't in that way. I understood it about Mary, and they're speaking about Mary. I was like, man, and it had a letter inside of it, and it was, I think it was entitled 33 Days
33 Days.
to Glory. Everybody knows it. There we go. Still in my infancy.
Okay. Okay. That's it.
And the letter that she wrote was so beautiful, and she said, you read these prayers every single night, and you learn about the thoughts of various saints, and you time it so that it lands on a Marian feast. It's a Marian consecration, and she had written how this had sort of changed her life, and that I should do it. And I said, great, this is a perfect opportunity.
That's interesting, though. Apparently, Catholicism forbids that you join the Freemasonry, but obviously you wouldn't tell them.
This is what I had been looking for. I mean, my husband did it. It was fantastic. Every night we sat down and we did our prayers together. I mean, it was also, the opportunity to speak through it and for me to ask these questions. More time with my husband. We got to day 33. And, I don't know if I wasn't expecting like a magic carpet to come in and take me out of the room, but I went, I want to feel the thing. And I felt so not great about the fact, but I still didn't feel this connection. I guess the only way to give you the analogy of how I felt about it is I have two sisters, and we all had kids at the same time. Our first child was at the same time. We all had boys. And about, I would say, 7 months after my little sister had her son, she told us, she had never expressed this to us, but she was like, he was a very colicky baby.
So I found out why Catholics don't want you to join the Freemasonry. Because you're in the Freemasonry and you have to keep secrets, that prevents you from doing confession properly. So if you can't do confession properly, you cannot be a Catholic. So that's why they do not allow you to be a part of the Freemasons. One of the popes apparently said that Freemasonry was had roots in evil, but I think the main argument is just simply they're not allowed to keep secrets. So, obviously if you told the Catholic, any Catholics, or your bishop or whoever it is, I guess, at the time that's you're confessing to, if he knows that you're part of a society and you don't talk about that society, that's kind of a problem for them, I guess. So there we go. Okay. Candace admits she wanted to be worshipped during the speech multiple times. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. It did seem like she was leaning into that with Mary, like saying, I wanted that, but she was also saying that she wanted the closeness with Mary, but it seemed like she wanted to be worshipped like Mary.
It's one of those babies that never stopped crying, screaming. And she said, I feel like I can say it now, but I didn't have a connection to him. I just was like doing the thing for 7 months. And we were like, oh, you didn't like your own baby?
Yeah, so we had, my oldest absolutely was like, it was rough. It was very, very rough. We were up for days, and she would barely sleep. And we didn't realize that she actually was sleeping during times we thought she wasn't. And that was a really hard time for us. We never got to a point where we were not connected. And the thing about it is, too, is when we got it figured out, it wasn't at 7 months. You're a bad parent at that point, in my opinion, if you can't figure out what's wrong with your kid by then. But it was 2 months in. It was 2 months in before we were talking to the doctor, and we told the doctor exactly what our regimen was. And she was like, oh, when you hear the baby going, and kind of fussing but not crying, and her eyes aren't open, still asleep, she's just actively dreaming, kind of like a puppy dog. You know what I mean? Puppy dogs all the time start running in their sleep, and it's because they're not fully developed and they're not quite able to fully paralyze themselves for sleep. Sure enough, we stopped worrying about that. And not only did our kid get better sleep, we got better sleep. I don't know what's going on with Candace because she's had nannies raise her kids the whole time, so she's just crazy. And to literally sit there and be like, oh, you didn't have a connection with your own child? Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Because it's not like we ever didn't have a connection with our kids, no matter how rough it got. And my kids are the same age as hers. Actually, a little older, I believe. So, well, not my youngest one, obviously, is not older, but my oldest is 5, and my youngest just turned 4. So...
You didn't feel the thing you're supposed to feel as a mother. You didn't have a connection to your own baby. You're his mother. And by the way, where's Johnny at? I felt this way when I told Johnny, I was like, I struggled a little bit with Mary at the beginning.
Not
He's like,
for days, yeah, it's rough.
That's Jesus' mother, right? It was sort of this like embedded shame of I'm supposed to feel the thing. I know everybody feels the thing, but I don't feel the thing. And again, I was in the infancy, so it was kind of a reversed analogy. And so we set that aside, and I kind of sort of resigned myself to the fact that, okay, this is just what it is, and I'm just not going to announce that or say anything to anybody about it. And it's funny now in the retrospect because when you think about a mother is someone that you need, right? It's someone that you need. Babies need their mother, right? It's less about want and more about need. And of course, months later, I would find myself in a state of need, and it was just the most, trying time I would say in my entire life. Most trying time in my entire life when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I don't think that there has, and I hope that there will never be a moment like that, where you question everything. You question everything. And those moments are sort of magnified when you're a public figure because there is this, you're not really seen as a human being when you're a public figure. There's an avatar of you that's out there and people think they know the avatar, and there was so much to process. I think the entire world obviously was impacted by it, and to know a person and to see a person lose their life when it is not expected in circumstances like that, you go through something that words fail. Words fail to describe. And I found myself truly almost broken by this. It was, those following weeks feel like a haze to me. I felt very directionless. I also...
You didn't seem very directionless 4 days after when you started uploading about what happened to Charlie. It's really weird. Very, very strange, So you got a Flintstone beard. Oh, wow, it kind of does look like that, doesn't it? That's hilarious.
I want to say I think I failed spiritually. There was so many emotions, anger, disbelief, upset, the bargaining that goes with that. I spent a lot of time speaking with my priest, and we spoke through these emotions and, through our 7 sins as illustrated by Pope Gregory. And he's always said, yours is, you have to deal with the anger, the thoughts. We say we sin in thought and in word and in deed. Me, thought and thought and thought, and thought again and thought again.
Sounds like she doesn't think much.
In those weeks that followed, my husband.
Yeah, she couldn't have gone one moment without bringing up Charlie. I bet TPUSA comes up sometime in this. It'd be really I don't know. Maybe it doesn't, because it would be very, very stupid for her to do that. I don't know. Is she that dumb? We'll find out.
Yeah, egged me to go to confession, which was the last thing that I wanted to do. The very last thing that I wanted to do.
Are you serious?
I was like being a teenager trying to get out of this responsibility, and it's like, oh, we can go, and I'm like, oh, well, it's not going to be open we can go to this church, it's okay. we get to a different church, the kids are in the car, I'm like, the line's really long, we can't make the kids wait in the car as long. He's like, oh, it's okay, I'll just take them to go get gas. He's just making it more and more convenient, and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting out of this. I'm gonna get in the car, and I went into the church, and it was kind of a bit of a gloomy day. It's a darker church, a lot of wood in the church, and it was just this moment where just the way the sun came in, and it happened to hit a sculpture of Mary cradling Jesus. And it was the first.
She just made that up off the top of her head. Look at how she says this. Look at it. Listen. Look at how she's searching for what to say here. Look at this.
I'm gonna get in the car, and I went into the church, and it was kind of a bit of a gloomy day. It's a darker church, a lot of wood in the church, and it was just this moment where just the way the sun came in, and it happened to
On this dark, gloomy day, the sun just came right on through. Oh, man. She really knows how to paint a picture.
hit a sculpture of Mary cradling Jesus. And it was the first time throughout from the incident until that moment that I felt
I was going to stop at that right whenever she said that, and I was going to say, beat my kids, but nope, didn't happen.
any peace. It was just a warmth that came over me, and I feel like it was the first time that I genuinely smiled waiting for confession, and I just thought to myself, I know it's going to be okay. I felt, and then I remembered.
What did you think was going to happen that day, Candace? You went into a church. You didn't go into like a battlefield. What happened? Were you struggling with the kids? Like, I don't understand.
This discussion that Johnny Epp and I had a week before Charlie lost his life in my house, and how we were discussing how we felt Mary was bringing him close because he had just done his show and was defending Mary and speaking about, Catholics really get this right, and Mary.
Okay, there's a lot of different religions that get it right too. Obviously he's not, like, what, do you think was Charlie known to, like, tear other religions down, really? Like, I never seen him do that. I never see him just tear other sects of Christianity down. Honestly, not other religions, but other, like, different types. Didn't really ever hear that, but all right.
And I was like thinking of the last discussions, what are some of the last discussions I had with him, where I was egging him. I was like, take the step, because I saw the clip. Take the step, become a Catholic. Come on, you're too smart to be a Protestant. I was like, egging him. That was exactly what I said, actually.
Exactly what I said, actually. I had to preface that one. Had to really change that, It's just so garbage,
And
Man,
so I
this is a
had this
Wendy's.
piece. I had this piece, and I was like, this is amazing. And then it became even more amazing. There was, you fast forward to the December, and it was the feast
the
of
Catholic
the
Church wants to
Immaculate
let her do it.
Conception.
Let him make that
and
mistake.
We went to Mass at a time that we don't normally go to, and I had prayed in a way that I hadn't prayed before, sort of asking for something to be revealed to me. And on that very evening, when I got home, I had an email with the exact information that
Man, there's no gate on this. What is going on? Do you all hear, like, am I sounding robot-y or anything like that? Hold on a minute. Filters, where's my gate? This thing isn't even trying to work. Oh, it's just going way past it. It's like way there. How is that? Okay. No. It's still showing. Can y'all hear this when I talk like that? Are y'all able to hear me? Wow, yeah, it's still, everything's going right through my gate. I don't know what's going on. Oh, well, sorry.
I was looking for, and I went, wow, that is just incredible that this is that this happened on this night. And then I had this email that had come in. I get about 50,000 emails in this inbox, and I had this email that I sort of filed away that had come in from someone from Lamont, Illinois, where Charlie was from, and where Johnny Epp is from, in this little town. And it was just a really sweet email from a Catholic, who was impacted by the death. And I wrote her back, and Monica is here tonight. I know she is here tonight somewhere. And there she is. We sort of just began speaking and discussing how she had gone to the memorial event and how she had learned about the Catholic Church that Charlie had been attending. Sometimes daily Mass had been going there, and how drawn he had been to the church toward the end. No, he obviously did not take that final step, but
She said the
having those
death.
conversations, it was,
Take
and
that
there she is. We sort of just began speaking and discussing
was a little further back
what
up.
I said, actually.
Oh, no,
The
here.
Feast of the Immaculate Conception, and we went to Mass at a time that we don't normally go to, and I had prayed in a way that I hadn't prayed before, sort of asking for something to
Doing this weird handstand.
be revealed to me. And on that very evening, when I got home, I had an email with the exact information that I was looking for, and I went, wow, that is just incredible. This is that
Too bad she didn't verify that information. It's almost like probably somebody heard her and wanted to know what she wanted and then just fabricated it.
this happened on this night. And then I had this email that had come in. I get about 50,000 emails in this inbox, and I had this email that I sort of filed away that had come in from someone from Lamont, Illinois, where Charlie was from, and where Johnny Epp is from, in this little town. And it was just a really sweet email from a Catholic, who was impacted by the death. And I wrote her back, and Monica is here tonight. I know she is here tonight somewhere. And there she is.
I bet she's easy to spot in a crowd of 70.
We sort of just began speaking and discussing how she had gone to the memorial event and how she had learned about the Catholic Church that Charlie had been attending. Sometimes daily Mass, had been going there, and how drawn he had been to the church toward the end. No, he obviously did not take that final step, but having those conversations, it was very warming to me. And I don't, to this day, I don't know what possessed her to send me this message, but she sent it to me in February. She said, it was a photo of the miraculous medals and explaining every step of what a miraculous medal is. And she said, my mom always encouraged me to wear the miraculous medal for protection. I didn't have it on tonight, and as I was organizing, I saw two, so I put one on, and I was inspired to share. I pray for all the protection and graces of our good Lord, that our good Lord can give us. Have a blessed and restful night. And so I opened up to her. I said, it's so funny you say this, because I had struggled to have this connection to Mary, and since Charlie's passing, there have just been random, like, little miracles that have happened, and I feel her presence, like she's the person, she is what I needed. Anyway, she goes on and she says, a simple prayer that I like to say every day and envision is to ask Mary to wrap me and my kids and my family, all I'm praying for, under her mantle, just like we'd embrace and protect our kids. She does.
The speech literally went nowhere. It was the worst, discovery of liking Mary that I think I've ever heard in my entire life. It was so freaking made up off the top of her head. She really should have just wrote all that down like she normally does. I guess she's not as comfortable outside of a teleprompter. I wouldn't give her an Oscar for this. Man, she's a bad liar. She really is a bad liar. This wasn't even close. Actually, I'm going to look up
the
something.
same.
Hold on.
And this quote always moved me as a mom to fathom how deeply we are loved by her. If you put all the love of all the mothers into one heart, it still would not equal the love of the heart of Mary for her children. It's beautiful. And that's from St. Louis Marie de Montfort. I promise you, she sent this at... She sent this at about 9 o'clock my time, and I said, I'm going to go find, you're right, I should be wearing miraculous medals. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I homeschool my kids, and I do a micro school of sorts with the McHugh family. The two little girls.
Okay, so she doesn't actually homeschool herself. Somebody else teaches her kids. Gotcha.
Ages 5 and 2, got out of the car that following morning.
Not necessarily that that's a problem, but she doesn't mention that for a reason. She wants the credit without doing the work.
With miraculous medals.
Oh, okay. Okay, you were wrong. It wasn't 70 people that showed up. It was 75 people. That's a whole 5 people more. Don't you dare get rid of Candace Owens' credit. You give her the proper credit she deserves. 75 people showed up to that. Wow. Okay. let's see. Organizers promoted and later described it as a sold-out crowd. It probably was a sold-out crowd. I'm willing to bet that a lot of people didn't show up because they knew Candace Owens was going to be there. So they were like, no thanks. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know how many people were supposed to show up. It couldn't have been more than, like, I don't know, 200, right? Because if 75 people showed up, I'm guessing it's a small venue. But I don't know. Sold out tickets likely means all tickets sold out. Yeah, that was a duh. Do you have to think that hard? Oh, well, we'll go back to Candace till this loads.
That they had made, little toddler miraculous spells. They said, we have a gift for you. We have a gift for you. And I said, this is incredible. I mean, I was brought to tears over this toddlers holding a gift of miraculous medals, and I just went, okay, Mary has a way.
She finally started liking her kids again after she got jealous of a woman caring for her kid. And Candace was probably sitting there thinking, I might need to start doing that. And then she was like, all of a sudden now I want to go back. I don't know. This is such a fake story. It's such a story that didn't happen. I really genuinely don't believe this at all. Oh my, wow. General admission tickets were $1,200. VIP was $2,000. Wow. They sponsored 50 Catholic priests to attend for free. So 50 of them actually, so the people who paid to show up, it was like 25 people. Okay. Let's see. So about 500 people would have been sellout. Okay. Gotcha. Well, they claimed that they sold out, and they plan to market for a few hundred in person, 200 to 500 people. Okay. So it was somewhere between 200 and 500. Okay, I was right. 75 show up. That's not good, especially when 50 of them were invited for free to attend. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Candace, I wonder if she drove away. Why didn't a lot of these people show up? I wonder if there's anything about it. We'll see.
Mary has a way.
Well, if it was,
I
let's
sent
just say all of them
Monica
paid
the photo. I
$1,200
went and
ticket
told my
price.
husband, "Where are the miraculous
that
medals?
mean?
We must get the miraculous. Let's get the miraculous medals out."
Insane.
And it has been the most.
It'd be
It has
$600,000.
been in many ways a miraculous experience, you know, to really feel like you've been broken in a million
let's
ways,
say
and that there's not much that can pick you up,
400 of them
and to
did this.
recognize that
480,000.
when you are spiritually broken, where else can you turn to but the church? Where else can you turn to but the church? And you know, I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Just
So
as
then it would be, if
Johnny illustrated,
some people bought VIP.
there's a lot going on in the world right now.
You'd be looking at around $680,000 to $700,000. So it's somewhere between $600,000 and $700,000 that they made off the show. So they almost made $1 million off of this show. I'm sure Candace got at least probably $50,000 to $100,000 to do this. If I had to guess, probably closer to the $50,000 side, maybe closer to 75. Somewhere probably right around in there. If I had to guess, is probably how much she got to actually speak. Could have been as low as 30,000, which I doubt, because Candace is a bit of a premium. She's, you know, got 6 million subscribers on YouTube, almost 8 million on X. Like, yeah, if I had to guess, she's probably charging about 50,000, you know.
Now, there was a lot that Johnny had to go through to put this event on tonight, because there is this bizarre energy about Catholics coming together. And the
Okay. Did you have to phrase it like that? Wow. We really are living in the Catholic Church right now, aren't we? Woo. I'm sorry. You can't. That needs to be clipped. You can't undo that. You can't just unsay what you said there.
words that are said about Catholics, Carrie Prejean, who you'll hear from later, you wonder where it comes from, and you can get into a place where you get frustrated about it. But I want you guys to know that for the first time ever in America, there is a true Catholic youth movement that is on the rise. Okay.
All right, we'll see.
And we should be encouraged by that. We should be encouraged by the struggle. We should be encouraged
Extreme
by
crash,
the
of course.
fights. you are making a difference, it naturally brings you into a state of conflict. And I was really warmed by Bishop Strickland. He published an article, and
Church is the body of
I
Christ.
just want
It's
to
visible and
read the
tangible,
first
yeah.
couple of sentences.
Absolutely.
He wrote, "In these days of great confusion, many faithful Catholics
her church is probably
are feeling unsettled,
Scientology,
some
most
even
likely.
shaken by the intensity of political pressure, public accusations, and the growing hostility toward those who simply hold to the perennial teaching of the Catholic Church. Let me speak clearly as a shepherd of souls. If you feel that the ground beneath you is shaking, it is not because truth has changed, it's because many have unknowingly anchored themselves to things that cannot hold. Political parties cannot save us, governments cannot define truth, and no earthly movement, no matter how powerful, can replace the kingship of Jesus Christ." And yeah, in closing, I just want to say that as this movement rises, I want you guys to be encouraged and not fearful, to fight for it. This is what it means. To be a Catholic is to suffer. Our reward is not here. And I can't tell you how encouraged it is with all of the fighting that happens every single day to be in a room filled with people who share that same heart. And I just want to thank you guys so much for welcoming me and allowing me to be in my infancy, hopefully maturing, and toward my confirmation, which will be next month. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this speech was kind of a nothing. Man, just think. An entire speech that had absolutely nothing to do with Charlie Kirk whatsoever. She couldn't help but mention Charlie Kirk. You can really see where she's kind of just signaling to her fans at that point, I think. That's my opinion on that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care to hear anybody else. They're not going to mention probably hardly anything else. Oh, this is the most watched part right here. So then the Catholic does something. Oh, they have Candace at the end there. What does she do? Let's see if she gives anybody a smoochie here.
And he became our big financial investor. A tenor. Thank you so much. Lead us and send us on our way.
If there's ever a genre of music I just never, ever want to hear, really, it's typically opera. Typically opera. I don't like that kind of singing. It's just not my thing. I don't know. I like going to operas. I've been to an opera, and it was really cool, and I understand why they sing like that, but, when you have a microphone and you're singing opera, you're going to clip that microphone every time, and it's going to sound like garbage. Not a good idea. Anyway, we'll bring up, here we go.
Thank you. Truly an honor to be here.
Gosh. Just blow out my ears there.
This is my first
Wow.
Catholic event, so I will never forget this. I just had that Catholic excitement. Just me. I did this. I walk a lot. I do. I walk every day. I've just walked 14 miles. My Apple Watch has died. I'm not kidding. I would say I was feeling good. I was like, but I'm doing good. I was like, I'm so hot. I am so sweaty. Like I was like, and I'm physically like, I can't even look at that. I'm I personally couldn't eat, and I put that thought away, and I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm like, I'm just okay. I've done 18 miles today. I've never done so many steps. Like my hair fits my hair. I don't know if it was the Lord. I don't know if it was Deb. I don't know if it was my husband, but somebody said, you gotta do this all again tomorrow.
Well, she referenced God once. There we go. So far, anyway. Anyway, before we go further, guys, please give me a like and a subscribe if you have not already. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep going with this here.
I have 10 miles left. Like, how am I possibly going to do this? And I am not okay. I love free market. I love conservatism. I love capitalism. I love this country. I think this country is amazing. I love this so much. The Lord will be with you.
Well, she probably walked 18 miles, all while skipping in the sunshine, without any security. Somehow no Frenchmen around either. Weird.
Like my me to me or me. And I want to go. I was like, oh my God, can you believe these people? They're talking to Jesus Christ. And
Hey, in all fairness, she did reference God and Jesus Christ. You know, both there. And it does say Candace's references to God. That's kind of funny. I guess it doesn't count, though.
Walk on those strange little pads in the grocery store, and next thing you know, everyone's doing this. And
Boy, she really thinks she's Joe Rogan, doesn't she?
God forbid you forgot the rice. I couldn't make this up.
You're the Bruce Jenner joke.
It is the absence of God that leads to all of these things, and I have no idea what's going on. When I tweeted last November that Christ is King. Never in my life have seen anything like it. Guys, I literally just tweeted Christ is King and Christ is King, but Christ is King. Candace Owens, Christ is King. Elation that I felt. I just couldn't believe it. I did this. Like, I actually did this. I cannot believe I actually did this. If I had known, and this made me want God again. I couldn't make this up. I don't know if it was the Lord. I don't know if it was devil. I don't know if it was my husband. Oh, the left hates God and all this stuff.
Okay, so he is actually, he just missed one. Okay, so he did literally miss God and Jesus. He's talking about pure references. He's not even talking about her actually, like, literally saying God and Jesus, like, in a positive way and giving them credit. He just means saying the name. So he did miss 2. This should be at 15 right now.
Where I was at, when I thought to myself, and by the grace of God, me and my husband have survived
16.
everything. You know, here's why this platform was given to me. God, I finally
17.
mine, it to me, like me. But for the first time, my celebrity made sense to me. Mine. I mean, I am, and I mean, really, that is just such an analogy for my entire life and my entire ascension.
Yeah, it actually should be at 17, but close enough, you know, close enough. It doesn't even matter. Do you need the 17? You could even put 20, you could put 100 up there and it would still not be the best. You know what I mean? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That's a lot of time to say I and me. Oh, man, she does love herself some Candace, doesn't she? Yes, she does. She absolutely does. That's crazy. Okay, so what do you guys want? What do you guys want next? Let's see here. So we did this. We got through all this. First, before we do anything, actually, we're going to go to Candace Owens, and we're just going to see what she said today. Okay, so we saw that. We are endowed with rights as human beings. God did not grant inalienable rights in 1948 to create a nation by theft, murder, and deceit. Okay, where do we create that nation on? I bet Candace can't even tell you. The idea that Israel is allowed to continuously violate human rights because they have some unique right to exist is deranged. What human right are they, like, violating? I want to know. It's really silly. Wow. Tucker Carlson used to say that, wow.
Exist. Would you consider yourself a Zionist in that narrow definition?
What does that mean?
Maybe I'll go back to that because I'm going to have to go over all the times that he's actually said many, many, many times that Israel has a right to defend themselves and exist. He's like, of course they do, you know. Now he's not doing it anymore. Now he's not saying it anymore. Well, he's really flipping on his ideology here. It's interesting how he's flipping on everything. Okay. Oh no, another commentator to send a cease and desist for stating the obvious that Erica Kirk's behavior, demeanor, and history is bizarre. That's not what he said, though. He literally said that she made a commercial for the CIA. Like, the CIA literally casted her. And that's not what happened. Really not what happened at all. Like, just a blatant lie from Candace yet again. Anyway. Glad I got a video out on that. What the heck is this? Well, I just saw them riding on a... Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. I thought one of them was like a pit bull, and it was badly rendered. Oh, yeah, this guy looks like he's so sad. Look at him smiling in line. These guys know what they signed up for, you know. Don't get me wrong. I don't want boots on the ground. I really don't. None of ours. I think Europe is responsible for the Strait of Hormuz. However you say it. Hormuz? Let me see. Let me see here. I'm going to find out. I'm going to ask it how to... Oh. Let's see.
Hormuz.
Hormuz, okay. Great. Strait of Hormuz. Glad I did my due diligence there. What do you want? What do you want? No, not on the keyboard, buddy. What? Right here. What do you want? What do you want? You tell me. Nope. Oh, you want that? Give me. Yeah. You give me your ball. You give me your ball. Oh, I call it a ball. Oh. Aha. He's got a donut. This one has been really difficult for him to tear apart. It is expensive though. This thing was like $40. It also weighs literally way too much, and you'll probably hear it. Oh. Yep. He blocked that and caught it instantly. Anyway, yeah, then that's all he needs. I don't remember what it was called, but I got it off Amazon, and that thing is like just a hunk of solid rubber. And just be careful if you throw it in the house because it could bounce and go right through a window. I chucked it in my backyard and it punched a hole right through my fence. Now I have a nice little hole just right through it in the back. Busted apart the plank right in between the nails. Just took it clean out. So, yeah. I'm going to have to buy a whole new plank to replace. Yeah, I was going to say that, Anna. I actually was going to say that. It sounds like the cow. Yeah, exactly like those cows. Yeah, I can't say that on here, though. But I was thinking that, you know. I was definitely thinking that. All right. It's so weird that me breaking my foot is trending. Why is that news? Get outside, guys. Well, if you insist. I just didn't expect you to be outside while there was an assassin trying to get you, Candace. Wow. All right. Never in my life have I seen this many people have such strong opinions about the Catholic faith. It's fantastic at New Dawn in America. Who's she talking about? How'd you get baptized without confirmation? Who approved it? Have you partaken in Eucharist? What's Eucharist? Receives 3 sacraments of initiation together. They're baptized, confirmed, and receive the Holy Eucharist usually during the Easter Vigil. Oh. Has she not?
I can't tell you how encouraging it is with all of the finding that happens every single day to be in a room filled with people who share that same heart. And I just want to thank you guys so much for welcoming me and allowing me to be in my infancy, hopefully maturing and toward my confirmation, which will be next month. I can't tell you.
Interesting. So she won't be confirmed till next month? Didn't she convert a long time ago? Huh. That is weird, but maybe I don't know how it is. I'm not understanding her question now. Weird she would wait 2 years to be confirmed? Yeah. Yeah, like, that is odd. I didn't catch that. That's a really good catch. Holy crap. You guys are so insane. Y'all are on it. Like, wow. I'm bookmarking these just in case here. But all 3 sacraments are usually done at once. That's even weirder. You don't wait between? What? Wow. I had no idea. This is very, very, very suspicious. This is very suspicious. Like, very, very suspicious. Let me see. Through thread. Okay, let me let me tag Paramount, Jwit. I'll just tag them really quickly. This is weird. I wonder if any one of them will be like, hey, you know, maybe this isn't so weird, or... I don't know. That's interesting. I wish I were more of an expert in that field. I don't know as much about it, so maybe it isn't as weird. But it seems like it's weird to me. If that's the case, anybody else think that's weird? Hey, buddy, what you want? Are you wanting to go outside again? Oh, I know. It's not cold out there, so... Oh, you want me to throw that? Okay, I'll throw it. Yeah, give it. Give. Now, why do you try to protect it when you bring it all the way to me? Do you want me to throw it or not? A little butthole. Here, you sit down. You sit. Now, go that way. Nope. That way. There's only one way I could throw this if you could... Go that way. It's great that I could confuse him with, like, there's a wall right over there. I can't throw it over there, but he still thinks I could. He doesn't ever doubt it. He's always on alert. So, you know, if I'm willing to throw it at the wall, he'll punch through it probably. Let's see here. Yeah, confirmation, baptism if needed, and communion is all at once. Yeah. That is so bizarre. Did she take communion at regular church? Well, she was it Pentecostal? Right? It's Pentecostal, right? Or was it something else? No, it was not Presbyterian. What the heck was she again? What was Candace Owens for? It wasn't Protestant, was it? Protestant, yeah. Okay. Huh, I thought it was Pentecostal. I thought she'd be... Candace looks like she'd be a Pentecostal. You know what I mean? I have a feeling Candace would do really well on the speaking tongues part. You know what I mean? I'd like video of that. That'd make my day. That'd make my day seeing Candace Owens speak in tongues. Anyway, Maggie here, she definitely fell off the deep end. Oh, she never fell. She was always left-wing. She never actually was MAGA. She pretended. She had a lot of people fooled. Honestly, I wasn't fooled. I've been covering her for a long time. Doing all the same things she was doing since 2015. And then, you know what I mean? Hadn't changed a thing, but the only thing she changed was in a span of 3 months from left-wing to MAGA. Yeah, don't buy that. No. And now she's anti-MAGA again. It's so weird. So weird. So predictable. You know. In general. She stinks. Hello. Wow. That was quick. What, boy? What? What do you want? What is it? What is it? What? Tell me. Tell me. I got it. What do you want? Ah. What do you want? What do you want? Is it this? I promise I'll take you outside right after this, buddy. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I can't throw that in here. All right. Yeah, he's getting a little antsy. Since President Trump got in office, there's been a 100% joining of people in the military. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, you know. Oh, he's a good boy. This boy is a good boy for the most part anyway. He's a little turd. Don't get me wrong. At times, he can be a real turd. This boy talks more than any other dog I've had. More than any other husky I've heard, too. Like, it's crazy. But he doesn't talk if it's just me by myself. There's going to be, like, another person in between. Hey, don't try to rip it apart. I see what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah, I don't think he would have been a Candace fan. You know. Hey, down. Come on. I'm going to have to put you outside if you don't stop. You won't be able to hang out in here with me. Stinker. Can't have him slap the keyboard again and open up 12,000 different things and then the computer crash. Windows 11 crash. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh, ah. Okay, we'll go outside. I'll be right back, guys. He's not taking no for an answer. I'll be right back, and then we'll watch. Let me pull up the next Candace video. You know what? We'll go ahead with this Mitch Snow actually real quick. Then we'll get back to Candace. Oh, all right, outside. Come on. Go on, boy. Alrighty. Whoops. Alright, he's running out there with the kids. They'll keep him entertained. Oh, boy. Here we go. I've seen this woman. She's nuts. I don't know who she is. Teresa Betterlife. She kind of looks like Star Wars Girl, but... Is it Star Wars Girl? What's her name? Star Wars... Oh, shoot. One of Chrissy Mayer's people. Shoot. I forgot her name. I follow her on Instagram. Posts a lot of cool Star Wars stuff. But I cannot remember her full name. Oh, well. I'll find it later, maybe. Well, here's Mitch Snow. Dude, this guy's body is so weirdly proportioned. I don't know. Like, I don't know. None of it fits together, it seems. Weird. I don't know. I'm not going to talk crap on this guy's figure, per se, but for an ex-military man, you should really try to, keep in shape.
I know Candace said you were vetted. Who vetted you?
Oh, geez. Yeah. I let that slip once, and maybe I wasn't supposed to, but yeah, it was Joe Kent.
Joe Kent's been working with Candace. He's the leaker. He's absolutely the leaker. This is gonna be my video tomorrow for sure. I was gonna wait for a little bit more to come out, and I didn't know this was gonna. I haven't even watched this yet, and the fact that he's like, I wasn't supposed to let this slip out once before, but now he'll go ahead and do it again. Why were you not allowed to let that slip out? That's a weird thing to say. This is bad. This is genuinely bad. This is going to bite Candace in the butt so hard, probably more than anything. I hope this leads to criminal charges for Candace Owens and Joe Kent and Mitch Snow. I genuinely hope that that's what ends up happening. Oh, so my boy is 4 years old. He's the exact same age as my as my youngest, because for some reason we decided, hey, let's just go hard mode. Not only will we have a newborn baby, but let's also get a puppy. Okay, so it wasn't planned. My boy is literally my dad's dog's son. So he came, and I was just like, oh, I'll go ahead and take one now, since they're not going to have any more. Very much an accident. Very much an accident. That was a crazy time. But anyway, yeah. So now we never had an accident for kids, but we definitely have an accident for a puppy, for a dog. It's funny how that works. So there's that. Your comment when I first came on, she was considered the savior and leaker and what are we talking about moist for? I didn't need to hear that word. Especially when looking at this.
She trusted him. We had, what was it, about the 12th of December, babe? About the 10th or 12th. It would have been the 10th. About the 10th of December.
Joe Kent managed to do this for Candace at the 10th of December in 2025.
Strangely enough, my birthday. Yeah, we had 15.
Wow. That's crazy. Hold on, yeah.
Minute conversation.
Wow.
And then all he had to do was see records. And yeah, I gave him all the records. I gave him so many records. He said, stop, you're done, you're good. You check out, brother. You're a go at this station, move forward. Good luck on Candace.
Well, why couldn't you show us any of the records about you going into the witness protection program? Why couldn't you show us any records that your dad was supposedly the Zodiac Killer? Why couldn't you show us any records that you literally were discharged from the military exactly the way you said you were discharged from the military? Why not? If this, yeah, you're right, CJ. If this is true, Joe Kent did a very, very bad job. For sure. Yes, Tulsi is married, but what else could explain her? Wait, what actions did Tulsi do? Did she do something today? I would keep an eye on the situation a little bit, but Whew. Yeah, this is bad.
And he'd be able to tell. He'd be able to recognize in a heartbeat if you weren't who you said you were.
What are you talking about? No. That's not what we need vetted, though. Like, we 100% believe he was in the military. No doubt about it. It's not hard to get in. As a matter of fact, it's really hard not to get into the military. You have to be either really, really stupid or have some sort of defect. You know what I mean? Like, military is really not that picky. They just don't want you to be useless or a liability. That's their only stipulation. You know what I mean? And it's no offense to anybody who couldn't get into the military, but chances are if you're missing a leg, you're probably not going to make for a good soldier. You know, like, you kind of need 2 legs to probably be able to do that. If you're, there's certain conditions that'll slow you down in the middle of a battle. They don't want other soldiers risking their lives to kind of save you. You know what I mean? Because that'll also end their lives and your life. It's just not a good thing. But yeah, like, it's not, like, I've known the worst people I've ever known. Some of the worst people I've ever known. And some of the best people I've ever known were in the military. I've never really, like, heard of, like, some of the worst people you've ever known in your life. It's very rare. It happens. But some of the worst person you've ever met in your life happened to be, like, I don't know, a doctor or somebody who's, like, done really, really good at their job or something. I don't know. Just something along those lines. But it's weird, you know? But none of this vetting here, like, proves anything that he actually claimed.
Correct. So you have these... Well, dear. Okay. You have these self-proclaimed internet military guys that seemingly own everything military on the internet, who want to dictate and yell at women and tell them they're going to go scorched earth on them.
Bro, what? What? Yell at women? Oh, look at these guys yelling at women. Should I? Oh, really? That's insane. What an insane take. Hold on. Mitch Snow Hammer. Hold on here. You can talk about yelling at women. Here we go.
Stop it! Do not hit my Mustang.
Irritate me all you want. I haven't touched this car in forever.
By the way, for some people who might not know, this is Mitch Snow. Okay? This is him. Let me lower this. Man, he unfortunately looks like Sargon of Akkad here.
It's been in my way.
You want to threaten to hit my car?
I mean, it's unfortunate for Sargon of Akkad. Not that Sargon of Akkad looks bad. I'm just saying.
With a hammer? God damn it! Goodbye. Don't.
See how he, like, raised that hammer up to her, too? Crazy, right? No, he just threatened to hit his wife here with a hammer.
Beat our door in with a hammer.
Why are you videotaping me?
You want me to let you in and that's what you do?
Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What you're yelling at women?
That claim that they are the end all to vetting people. They ain't got no connection to no records. They're not allowed to. They're just like you and me. So, yeah, Joe Kent.
What does that even mean? They don't got any connection to no records. They're just like you and me. Wait, so you're admitting you don't have connection to records? What kind of a stupid statement was that?
They're just like you and me.
Oh, oops. Yeah.
That claim that they are the end all to vetting people. They ain't got no connection to no records. They're not allowed to. They're just like you and me.
Okay.
So, yeah, Joe Kent. Yeah, he can take the records, go look it up, dial stuff in. He knows more about my records than I do. He has access to it straight up.
He has access, yeah.
Who the hell are these yahoos trying to tell us, oh, you got to go through them? No, we don't. You don't own the internet. Have a nice day.
So in the process of the in vetting that Joe...
And how'd you give all those records? How'd you give all those records? Why'd he tell you to stop? You don't have access to those records? Okay.
Kent did to you. Did he...
Also, why was he looking your stuff up then, too? When he had to tell him to stop. He's contradicting himself even in this. This is dumb.
Did he share any secrets with you?
No.
Did you guys conspire?
No.
You can't even lie straight. What? Look at his face.
No.
Did you guys conspire?
No.
Why do you gotta look away? No. No. Like, good Lord, man. Don't telegraph harder than that, please. Please at least try to make it harder.
Did he share any secrets with you?
No.
Did you guys conspire?
Looks
No.
over. You know, it's a weird thing. Most people look to the left when they lie. You know that? I'm not even kidding. And this camera is mirrored. So it looks like he's looking to the left on our side. Wait, hold on. Is that our left? I wonder if this is mirrored or not. But anyway, direction most people look when lying. This is what's hilarious. So, scientific studies have largely debunked the myth that people constantly look in one specific direction, such as up and to the left. I've always heard that, though, actually. So maybe it is just debunked, but it's funny to pull up still. That's always the saying, that people look up and to the left when they lie. You know what I mean? And, you know, hey, stereotypes, maybe they're not always the best. Maybe they don't always help, but people notice. You know what I mean? People notice things. Anyway, while some theories suggest looking up to the right indicates fabrication, research shows no proven consistent connection between gaze. Okay. But I always hear it up and to the left. Every time people look up and to the left, they're lying. But this guy definitely just does it. Like, look at how it is. Like, come on. People have noticed for how long about this, right? Now, I'm not going to give it any actual, like, credence here. But I find it funny that he is doing that, and it just looks like lying to me. Again, probably debunked. That's what I was taught my entire life, though.
Oh, did he share any secrets with you?
No.
Did you guys conspire?
No.
Come on. It's so on the nose, though, isn't it? And the vocal cords squeak, too. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's all that stuff that indicates people are lying to you. It's things that I literally look for when my kids do it, because I literally catch them all the time. They'll be like, I was like, did you get into that? No. And I'm like, you're lying to me. I could see. Oh, no, I'm not. And I said, you better tell me the truth or you're going in timeout. And then she's like, okay, I got into it. And I'm like, that's all you got to tell me. Now, you know, don't do it again. If I catch you again, you know what I mean. But it's so hilarious. So absolutely hilarious. You know? Oh, what did I make a video on it already? Shelly Belly, what did you ask for here? Did you see Joe Rogan discussing the... Oh, yeah, I did make a video on that one. Actually, that's the one I expected it to do the best. But I haven't checked on the stats of the videos at all, so... But I had a bet with myself that one would do the best out of today. Actually, no. The first video did better. Huh. Interesting. Then again, I don't know if it's out of its phase for recommending to other people yet or not. I don't know. Yeah, no, surprisingly, weird. But then again, you know, all these videos usually do better. Like when I upload on oh, today's Saturday, not Sunday. Oh, I'm so behind on my days, you know, all behind on my days. Anyway, yeah, isn't that crazy though? He's definitely lying though, right? Like, is anybody not going to believe that? I find it funny.
No,
Was that your first time talking to him?
Yeah, it's the only time talking to him. If anything, he seemed, he's a bit tired. That guy gets up early. Apparently he gets up like at 2 o'clock in the morning to go.
Okay. That's great. My dad sometimes goes fishing. Oh, you didn't want us all sharing irrelevant crap? All right.
Go work out and whatnot. So,
God.
no, it was rather, he wanted to just get it done and over with. He was doing other things. Check things out. Gave a thumbs up. Have a nice day, Joe.
And Candace trusts him. Tucker trusts him. Megan trusts him.
This guy's making Joe Kent just look like he's working. And that's it. Why did he want to just go and get it done? Why was this like a job for him? Isn't that weird? It's really, really weird. What is all this about? Why is it that he was doing this for Candace Owens and didn't seem like he actually really cared to do it or wanted to do it? It seemed like he was just like, hey, let's hurry up and get this done, you know? Like, that's odd, right? That's some weird behavior. Now, I want y'all to notice, like, just over here, watch his eyes and stuff.
Yeah, we had a 15-minute conversation, and then all he had to do was see records. And yeah, I gave him all the records. I gave him so many records. He said, "Stop! You're done. You're good. You check out, brother. You're a go at this station. Move forward. Good luck on Candace."
And he'd be able to tell. He'd be able to recognize in a heartbeat if you weren't who you said you were.
Correct. So you have these. Well, dear. Okay. You have these.
It's just weird, shifty behavior throughout the whole thing. Maybe that's just him in general. Maybe he does that all the time. I don't really know because I don't know the guy. But, you know, there aren't many people when you're just talking to them, at least that I've come across, that while they're talking to you, they're just all over the place unless they're on some sort of drug. Now, I've noticed on drugs, but this guy doesn't talk like he's on drugs. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So I don't know. He could be. I don't know if he is or isn't. I'm not saying he is or isn't. But I don't notice people act like this often. And it's just odd to me. You know? I don't know if he's like mentally ill or anything like that. I don't know if he's schizo or anything. I'm just saying, like, giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's completely normal. I don't see normal people doing that. You know? I really don't. It's not... I don't know. I just never really see that. Like, I see, like, people get, like, really handsy, like, making movement with their hands, but usually they look at you when they talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, a good example, like, if you ever see Gary and I, you know, when going on Paramount Tactical streams, you know, or even whenever I'm just talking to ID or whoever else I'm talking to, you'll notice I'm usually looking, like, right in front of me because my screen's right here. My webcam's right here, you know? So... screen is just right down below it. So you're going to see me looking like this a lot of the time when I talk to them because they're right in front of my face. Now, you'll see me talk to chat when I'm looking this way because chat's over that way on my monitor right over there. So that's why y'all always see me doing this whenever I'm talking. It's not, you know, most people would expect me probably to look at the camera, but I look directly at you guys. I mean, obviously I kind of have to. I'm reading. But I could read your comment out and then I could turn back and talk to the camera, but I don't do that because... I just kind of have the habit of, like, looking towards who I'm talking to. And I think most people do, too, because I don't ever notice people not look at you when they talk. You know what I mean? So it's really weird. It's really weird. It's almost like he's, you know, trying not to give something away. I strike it as lying. But, you know, I mean, obviously I can't say definitively he's lying. It just looks like it to me. Anyway, now here's this. Apparently Mitch Snow did something else here. This video. Oh, no. This is Joe Kent. We'll see. I don't know.
Accusations of you is that Joe Kent sent you there to go witness something and then spread lies about what was really going on.
Oh, okay.
So how many times have you spoken to Joe Kent in your entire life?
Oh, one time.
When did you talk to Joe Kent, and what did you guys talk about?
Approximately the 10th of December or so. And
okay.
Yeah, we talked for 10 minutes. He asked me questions about...
so this is the first time you talked about this then, right?
You know, Special Forces service, how long I was in. We got a feel for each other, check things out. And then he just, you know, I gave him names of people he would know, and he did.
And he did what?
So you talked to him exactly 5 months after Charlie was assassinated. September to December, that's 5?
Yeah.
So you never spoke to him before?
Can this idiot count? What? Is it September to December? That's 5 months? Is this guy a moron? Can he even count, like, off the top of his head? There's only 12 months. That's literally... Holy crap. This guy's an idiot. That's unbelievable. It's try like actually like right at around 3, a little under 3, if you want to get specific. You know, actually I guess that would be exactly the third the month. December 10th. It happened September 10th, not 11. But yeah, anyway, Come on, guy. I don't know who he is. I'm not gonna give him too much crap. This guy named Matt. But that is awfully funny. That's 5. Watch his hand when he says this.
He was assassinated. September to December, that's 5?
Yeah.
So you never spoke to him before Charlie was assassinated, before Fort Huachuca story. You spoke to him 5 months after Charlie was assassinated.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm glad we can have a good time in here about this. That's 5, right? That's 3. September 10, October 10. Well, then you do October 10th, November 10th, December 10th. It's like, all right. You know, if you counted the month of September 2, it'd be 4, but that doesn't work that way. It'd be literally 90 days later exactly would be December 10th.
And
Joe
you guys
asked for
crazy.
You know, he asked for the regular, of course, paperwork, records. I trust Joe. I gave him copies of everything.
You've met him once. Why do you trust him?
To the point where he said, "Okay, stop. You're good. More than enough. You've got all the records. You're good to go. Have fun on Candace's show."
Yeah.
Why was he vetting people for Candace's show? It's weird. Is there something I missed? You know what I mean? Was it public knowledge that Joe Kent was vetting people for Candace Owens' show? It's interesting, right? And he's accessing military files that I don't know if the public has access to. I don't know if these are public files he's vetting. But it sounds to me like he's probably using government, government time, government resources, things that shouldn't be checked on for Candace Owens' live show. It's really bizarre. Really, really bizarre that that's happening.
Yeah. So in case you guys didn't catch that, Joe Kent did reach out to Mitch Snow to be able to validate everything he's saying about his career for Candace. So that means Joe Kent and Candace they at least know each other. She knows him well enough to ask him this favor.
I think Candace Owens probably knows quite a few people. She's been doing this for a while.
Right.
Wait, what guy did 11? Wait, which one did 11 combat tours? You said you just looked him up and said he had 11 combat deployments in 6 Bronze Stars. He was counted. Well, wait, Joe Kent was, right? And it said Joe Kent works for President Trump as... What are you talking about, Adam? I'm talking about, okay, 6 Bronze Stars, cool. Stop for a second and just hear what I'm saying about Joe Kent. Joe Kent was illegally sending Candace Owens information that was classified, or at least a part of an ongoing investigation, and leaked information from the FBI to Candace. You do know that's a crime, right? And we're actively catching him do this. So, what do you expect should be done? That's what I want to know. Also, I didn't really mention Joe Kent much, and I didn't say he was a traitor here, so I don't know why. He served the president. Yeah, and the president kicked him out and suspects him of leaking information, which is illegal. Can you just answer that? What do you mean been misinformed? Mitch Snow is literally admitting that now, that that's what's pretty much going on. Now we know how Candace Owens got that text from Andrew Colvett. He sent it to the FBI, and Joe Kent sent it to Candace. That's not legal. So I want to know what should be done about that. Do you agree that that's illegal? You're still talking about 11... Okay, cool. He had 11 combat deployments. My dad once caught a big fish. And he was a counter-terror... Okay. I don't understand. He broke the law, right? Do you agree that he broke the law? Yes or no? He's done more than most Americans. Cool. He's also broke the law more times than I have. I haven't broken the law. So I got a question. Do you agree that he broke the law or not? By leaking investigative material. I'm really curious. You just looked it up. Okay, it's a bot. He's a bot. Never mind. I'm gonna show people real quick. Let me see if I can I pull them up in a different window? No, it won't let me. Will it? This is what you got to deal with here, you know. So this is a bot. Oh, he said a lot of weird things. Candace Owens is beautiful, true story. Just looked it up. Look at this. Okay, so check this out, guys. This is how you spot a bot. Look at this. I just looked it up. 11 combat deployments. The United States awarded him 6 Bronze Stars for service. He sent this, and then he goes and repeats himself. I just looked it up, so it's down here where I highlighted. Okay, oh, let me move myself. I want this to kind of be recorded. So he sent it here. Exact same sentence up here. And bot name, Z8G. It's always a dash Z8G or something like that, or V1R or V1H or something along those lines, because these people are probably using a free bot service, and it doesn't let you change that last little 3 on the username so people can know how to look them up, essentially, and find and use their bot service. Think of it as like a little watermark. That's why these people are here. So every now and then you get this bot that'll subscribe and do stuff like that, when in reality here, you just need to hide them. So if you see anybody with like a name, whether it's all letters, numbers, or anything, and then it has a dash 3-letter thing after it, you're going to know it's an actual confirmed bot. So, fun, right? Anyway, now we get rid of them. So, just a little fun fact there for you guys. Interesting how that works, you know? Let me get out of this and out of the channel activity. Sad. Very genuinely sad that Candace Owens pays for bots. Yeah. I wouldn't waste money on that.
And she knows people that know people that know people. So, could have been Joe Kent.
Nice from Iran.
Could have been somebody else. Maybe it was just his turn that day. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to do a favor. Maybe it's because they wanted somebody that was in the government that was special forces. And so, yeah, Joe Kent gave me a call. His personal time. And
or India, yeah.
Went ahead and took a look at things and gave a thumbs up and was good.
Yeah. And Matt Tucciaroni, I've got a question for you because you were working for TPUSA.
Tucciaroni. Nice. Well, all right. Yeah, this is a big deal.
Accusations of you.
Definitely a big deal. That's crazy. Candace posted these to Instagram. I have gone over everyone. They spoke social media. No photos of Candace and George. Where's George? Weird. She wearing a ring? Yeah, where is her husband? Can't see a ring in this picture. Dang it. She got a big ring, too. No, that's the light between. I wonder. No. I don't know. It's weird, right? I wonder if she did wear a ring last night. It would be a very big mistake for her to forget her ring. Very, very big mistake. So, I don't know. I don't know if she did or didn't. Alrighty. Well, I got a little bit of time. I got about 30 minutes here till I have to hop on off. So, let's intergalactic, planetary, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Let's watch a little bit of this. I'd like to see where this goes. You know, all these sources Candace had her quickly losing their jobs for being a POS leakers. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's funny, right? Like, man, Joe Kent, literally, there's no doubt in my mind, he is absolutely 100% leaking this stuff to Candace. It's crazy.
You ready to continue down the rabbit hole? Hey, Candace. I want to start this video by saying that I'm not attacking you and that I genuinely care. If you saw part 5, you know we talked about Project Monarch and how Candace was the largest voice to have most recently discussed this topic. After that, a lot of you had some things to say, and I do appreciate it.
Huh.
It's not my intention to discredit Candace. My one and only intention is to present the truth. That's it. You can go and verify it for yourself. I'm not here to make claims. I'm not here to hate whatsoever. I read all your comments, and so before we begin with this investigation, let me just set this up because truly I have the intentions to be fair here.
I'll have the
So let me just respond to some of the most common comments first, and even some of the potential future comments so we can just get it all out of the way. Let's just focus on the research, guys.
That I want to hear.
So first thing, the main point seems to be that I'm not a daily watcher of Candace. Look, I've been watching Candace Owens since 2016. Before the Daily Wire, before Turning Point, before any of that political stuff that most people know her for. I was a huge fan before all that. See, the thing
really?
is when I found out about her, I wasn't really political at all. I was just an artist, but I lost close friends over the whole BLM ordeal.
She probably should have put a bra
But
on
during
in
that whole
last
era,
one.
Candace was the only voice of light. You remember her holding her phone and recording the whole thought stream in one go? That to me is the real Candace. And I remember even sending my friend these viral clips trying to wake them up. But yeah, I've been watching her from the beginning. So let's quickly go through the others. 1. The whole there's a method to her madness. She can only release so much info at a time. You just have to be patient. Well look, I disagree. In this video we'll explain why. 2. The whole book club stuff. Oh, she reveals more info in the book club. Okay, well, the truth is behind a paywall? What are you saying? 3. You're just hating.
Yeah, that's a
You're
problem.
jealous.
That's one
Absolutely
thing.
not. Honestly,
If I ever have anything paywalled, ever, it will be for entertainment only. I will never paywall anything that is supposed to actually be truthful or debunking someone or anything along those lines. It would be 1,000,000% entertainment only if it ever got to that point. It would be something that literally people could go without pretty easily. Like maybe I would do like, I don't know, maybe I'll sit down and be like, hey, people could join like a little $1 a month thing to watch me write a song or something or learn how to play a song. And then y'all could just be in chat. We could sit here and talk, and maybe I can even go over things like, hey, this is actually why this is played better this way versus that way. Or, you know, I'd make like maybe just some music fun thing out of it for maybe a lot of the musicians here in chat that may be interested in just songwriting in general or how you would learn and go about and memorizing a song or something. It would just be something. It wouldn't be anything related to like politics probably whatsoever, just because I feel like I'd be cheating you guys out of something. You know what I mean? Like that just seems like such a dumb move. But when she's joining up this book club and going, oh, by the way, join here to understand really what these people are doing, like these cultists, why wouldn't you want to put that information out there regularly so everybody could arm themselves if it's actually genuinely something that's supposed to protect the public? That doesn't seem like a very virtuous thing to do. So that's a really, really good point.
I'd rather do old world stuff. I'm doing this because I believe I have to. I'm the only one who can do this at this level. 4. I'm some plant that is attacking her. Well, if I tell you that I'm not, you won't believe me. So why don't you just watch the video and then debunk it? Let me just be very clear. It is my goal to not make any claims. I just want to show you what exists in the public and what's in the files. That's it. There really is no excuse. Any other comment is just laziness. Do the work and verify it for yourself. Now let's lock in. A lot of you were very specific in the comments. Her husband. So I looked into it. And what I found is not what I expected. The video is called The Bride of Farmer.
Oh,
If you've been
this will
watching
be
Candace's
interesting.
series on Erica Kirk, The Bride of Charlie, you kind of get it. But let me just quote how she
Man, with the
opened.
creepy music that's playing now, I actually expected her head to somewhat go like that and spin back around or something. I was waiting for it, but he's not going to do that. That'd be hilarious, though. If this guy ever wanted any kind of, like, comedic pointers, just her, like, snapping her neck and spinning around and then coming right back up to this position, not only would be really freaky, but it would be very funny. You know? Just some good old school, like, 80s, like, possession film or something, you know what I mean? Not 90s or, like, 2000s, because, you know, that's a little more realistic looking. I mean the good old 80s, just grimy, obviously fake, but freaky.
That series. She said,
Oh, yes,
quote,
Madness, thank you.
a young woman with absolutely zero
We should get the
professional
Discord going now.
qualifications
I do have a free Discord for people to hang out in and talk, and also it will notify you of every video of mine without needing YouTube. And in case YouTube, you know, doesn't notify you, this is guaranteed to notify you. If you turn notifications on, of course, on Discord. You should download Discord on your phones, guys. You know. But yeah, anyway, thank you for that, Madness. Link is pinned in this live chat, and he just dropped the link. Yeah, thank you.
Has been inserted at the top of an organization that pulled in over $250 million, and the media is telling you that you have no right to know or to ask anything about her? Then she said, quote, "The public simply wanting to ensure the person who is running that organization is, at a bare minimum, moderately honest about who she says she is.
Yeah.
No, that inquiry makes you a monster." End quote. She asked all the right questions about Erica Kirk. Who is this woman? Who inserted her? Why can't we ask questions about her background? Well, I'm gonna
I
ask
want
the
to hear
same
the name
ones
of the
about
channel?
Candace.
Absolutely. I shared it a second ago, but Mind Unveiled. Or not a second ago. It was like a long time ago, actually. I don't know why I said it a second ago. It was more like an hour and a half ago I shared it. But anyway, Mind Unveiled. This guy seems to be doing some good work. So, yeah. Definitely go check him out. Go subscribe. I can give him a like. His videos are pretty well edited, I'd say.
But before I can show you who she married, I need to show you who she was. Okay, so Candace Owens. Candace grew up in Stamford, Connecticut. She went to the University of Rhode Island to study journalism, but dropped out after her junior year.
Oh, man. Mario.
Never finished.
Keep up the good work exposing the woke right. Yeah, I appreciate that. I guess that's where I still want to just call him woke left. Just seems, I don't know. I understand where James Lindsay's coming from, but these are leftists for sure. They've just infiltrated the right. And they are pulling people over to create a woke right, and it's not going to work. I think people are going to see right through it. I have faith that people see through it anyway. Man, if I'm wrong, that's going to suck. That's going to suck really bad. But anyway, Candace Owens, track field, cheerleading, FBLA, Big Brother Sister, SAD, Poetry Slam, Slam Kids in Lockers, Crisis. Oh.
Degree.
Oh. Great.
After that, she moved to New York, got an internship at Vogue, worked her way up to a private equity firm in Manhattan, and during all of this, there was zero political involvement, zero conservative commentary, nothing really. She was just working in fashion and finance in New York. Then in 2015, she started a company called Degree 180. It was a marketing agency with a blog, and on the blog, Candace Owens published anti-conservative, anti-Republican, and openly anti-Trump content. She wrote about the batshit crazy antics of the Republican Tea Party.
Holy cow. I'll be right back, guys. This dog is... I hope he doesn't go through my window. Hold on a second. He is freaking out. 1 second. Okay, rule of advice for salespeople who come up to your door. If I say I'm not interested, I mean I'm not interested. It's very simple. I understand that's like the third bug spraying company to come up. And I literally tell them, hey, I'm like, guys, listen, I'm just going to save you time. I will never be interested in a bug company coming to this house because my cousin does it. He has a company. I will always use my cousin's company. I don't care if your company is cheaper. I don't care if your company's better. I literally am going to use my family's company because it's my family's company. There is not a thing that's going to change that. Not going to happen. It's not going to change. Ever. In a million years. I don't care. Because guess what? I like that my cousin does work and has a good job. So I'm going to support it. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, there's nothing you can do to change my mind. Well, man, come on. And I said, no, sir, please have a good day. I'm not trying to be mean. I always give salesmen the time of day a lot of the time. And it's like, but if you're going to, waste it, you're going to ruin this for everyone else, Seriously, go away. Anyway, sorry, guys. Wasting my time down there. He was at the door and he wouldn't leave. Oh. Wait, is there no sound? Wait, really? Wait. Oh. Hold on. Oh, you can hear me? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. My bad, guys. Sorry, it's quiet there for a second because there's a delay. Oh, okay, thank God. I was like, oh no, because I'm looking at my meter and I'm like, I'm not muted. Anyway. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like trying to get back up because the guy's on my front porch and that's why my dog's barking and he's not leaving. And it's just like, hey, I'm sorry I'm not interested, but it's just like, good Lord, like go away. I have to. And I was trying to explain to him, hey, I'm in the middle of doing something right now I got to get back to. Oh man, can I come back at another time? Please don't. But anyway. Candace Owens doesn't care about having friends because if she did, she would have burned all. Yeah, she would burn all of them. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. She would absolutely burn them. Are there any candy disciples here? Speak now and defend your. Yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah, I should have just closed the door, but I was trying to just be nice to him. I'm like, listen, I really do. I give salesmen the time of day because I understand they're trying to do a job and it sucks. And it's like, look. I'll listen. If it's something worth selling, maybe, I'll always give them the chance to be like, why do you think I would need this in my life? And sometimes they have convinced me in a way that I'm like, hey, actually, I have something like water filtration system. One of the best things you can get. Bottled water's garbage. Your city tap water is most certainly garbage. Water filtration system with the salt, like the salt machine, salt softener, all that stuff. It takes out actual, like, harmful metals that is not taken out through the, you can't boil it and get it out. It's impossible because the metals just sink to the bottom and they boil. They don't evaporate out. So you can't get rid of metals in your water. Salt system can. Best thing I've ever invested in. Glad I have it. So, there's that. The company I went with was absolute garbage. Don't buy Eco Water. They're garbage. Okay? They did me so wrong and literally chewed me out so bad, and I have the phone call on this channel. So, yeah. Not good.
So that's what she thought of Republicans. She wrote that conservatives would, quote, eventually die off peacefully in their sleep, we hope, and then we can get right on with the obvious social change that needs to happen immediately. So she was quite the activist. Now, I don't want to hold her to that, and again, I want to set the right tone here. We just need to look at the history. I'm not here to make judgments. People change.
Now, it did take a lot, but actually, they did end up moving my system for free when I moved. But they kept literally missing their own dates that they would schedule for me to move the system out of there, and I was paying for it. I was paying to have the system moved. But anyway, it was, what a pain in the butt. They almost lost me my water system in a sale of my first house. And if literally by move-in date, these people literally got to move in, they would legally get to keep my water system in the house. But anyway, yeah, they almost completely lost it. It was a bad deal, and then they ended up having to do it for free because of how big of a bad deal it was. But the manager, whoever she was, talking with me at the time was so unbelievably rude. I'm glad I like I said, I uploaded the phone call here to this channel.
People grow, but it gets deeper than that. As late as 2016, publishing anti-Trump content, then praising Trump within 12 to 18 months. And now in 2025, she's back criticizing him over foreign policy.
Yeah.
So what happened? In April 2016, Candace launched a Kickstarter for something called Social Autopsy.
Was that his edit or was that us? Did that glitch out?
She's back criticizing him over foreign policy. So what happened? In April 2016, Candace launched a Kickstarter for something called Social Autopsy.
Oh, weird.
This is the hinge point of her entire career. Social Autopsy was a...
Did you all hear that, like, earlier? Did you guys hear that earlier? Like, it just went, it, like, cut out and then came back? Or was that just my headphones or something? That was freaky.
Website designed to track online bullies by cataloging their real names next to screenshots of their offensive post. Think about what that actually is. It's a public doxing database. You submit a screenshot of someone being mean online, and it gets filed under their real name for anyone to search.
Well, we know all this stuff. This is stuff I've covered for years now. Yeah. He goes to the Red Pill Black and stuff. This is a great... If this is what I would recommend this video right here. Show this video to anybody that has no idea anything about Candace Owens' past. I think this is a great video for showing this. He does this really, really well. So let me check and see. It goes to Dave Rubin. So I wonder if he talks about her meeting Kanye through Dave Rubin. Oh, it freezes when you try to send a super? Oh, that's odd. I'm sorry. I have no idea. What it may be is like a card issue or something like that. I don't know. YouTube can be weird, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes YouTube just be like that. Hey, if they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot, they lose on their end too. You know, so sucks for YouTube. I don't know. That I appreciate you trying though. You know. But, you know, YouTube ought to get their stuff together and properly let you know what's going on. You know what I mean?
And listen to Candace's own words about what happened next.
What happened?
I became a conservative overnight. I realized that liberals were actually the racist. Liberals were actually the trolls. She said that to Dave Rubin. So let me get this straight. A woman that was blogging against Republicans and mocking Trump had her doxing business fail, blamed the left with scant evidence, and decided overnight that she was now a conservative? That was 2016.
You know what I think actually happened there? Now that we're like kind of seeing Candace Owens' real personality come out, I don't know that she started off with this as a grift, but I think she was mad at the left for not having her back. So she decided she was going to burn it down to the ground and went conservative. I don't actually think that this may have started off as a grift. This started off as a, I don't like you and now I'm going to ruin you. And then she sided with PragerU. Apparently didn't get what she wanted. Burned it to the ground. Didn't like Steven Crowder. So she started digging up his divorce. Tried to burn that to the ground. Worked for Daily Wire. Got fired. Went to burn that to the ground. Same thing with TPUSA. Got fired, wants to burn that to the ground. That's the most consistent thing about Candace Owens that we absolutely know about her. Every single time she goes against you, wants to burn you to the ground. And it's like that every single time. And she's motivated by it, and motivated by it, and motivated by it. And that's how she keeps growing. It's all out of this insane hatred that she has. It's crazy how that works. Man, she really was a monster, just created by the right. Because the right took her in, and the only thing she cared about was destroying the left, not because they were evil, but because they wronged her. And it seems like, Candace just seems like a very, very, very vengeful person.
August 2017. Less than a year and a half later, she starts posting political videos on YouTube. September 2017. She launches a channel called Red Pill Black. Then she posts a vlog about the Charlottesville rally. It gets 80 million views. She comes out of nowhere, then gets 80 million views on this vlog. By the end of September, she's on Fox News with Jesse Waters. Zero political presence to 80 million views in Fox News in under 6 months. No experience, no established platform. Either that's—
Wait, really? Wait, when did he do that? Who was he arguing? How did he rage quit his own show? I have to see that. We'll look that up.
the finest organic rise in political media history, or someone opened the doors. Now I don't know which, but let's look at what happened. November 2017. Charlie Kirk announces Candace Owens as communications director at Turning Point USA. So 14 months from failed doxing website to one of the most powerful conservative youth organizations in America. Who made that introduction? Nobody's ever answered that publicly.
Interesting. Wait a minute.
Most powerful conservative youth organizations in America. Who made that introduction? No.
I truly believe that @real Donald Trump isn't just the leader of the free world, but the savior of it as well. May God bless America, the last stand for Western civilization.
Nobody's ever answered that publicly.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Funny how that works.
She launched Blexit. Kanye tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks. Every conservative state."
Oh, hey, Scar. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thanks for this live, Artie. Also, I enjoy watching Intoxi Gaming. Yeah, it's nostalgic for you. And awesome. I'm glad. Thank you. Also, I could tell you found the iPad. You know why? So it's funny. Android does dollars even. So it'd be like $10. Apple does it $9.99. And the reason why they do that is because it's fancier. At least according to Apple. I don't know that it is or isn't, but, you know, it's kind of like having the pinky out or something like that, I guess. I don't know. Interesting, though, right? Just a little fun fact. That's at least Apple's reasoning for YouTube. But Intoxi Gaming, no, absolutely. No, we enjoy making them. We have fun. Me and him just sit back. We have a few beers, and then, we play some old school video games, you know. Some newer, of course, too, but we like to play the old school ones the most. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You guys should join. It's down in the description. But be warned, language is foul because, you know, I'm just with my buddy drinking a beer. So it happens like that.
Every Fox News panel. The machine was running at full speed. And then December 2018, she traveled to London with Charlie Kirk for the launch of Turning Point UK. And that's another event we all know. The one where she was attacked over the Austrian painter quote. Now I'm not going to repeat it because that's leftist stuff. You guys know what happened. Multiple TPUSA campus chapters called for a resignation. She would leave TPUSA in May 2019. After that, she joins the Daily Wire in 2021. So she basically stays on—
Man, it just seems like she is there to tear these places down, you know?
on script for 3 years. Then she clashes with Shapiro in March 2024 and then leaves. She posts, "I'm finally free." By 2025, she's calling Trump a chronic disappointment. She says she's embarrassed she told people to vote for him. Goes fully independent, launches her own show, starts her own Epstein series. That's the career arc. From anti-Trump blogger to conservative overnight, to TPUSA, to Daily Wire, to independent, to the biggest conspiracy theorist in the world. But rewind to that London trip in December 2018. Because while everyone was talking about the comments, something else happened. Candace sat down at a dinner table next to a man she never met before. His name was George Farmer.
Was? His name was George Farmer. That's funny, though. That's funny to phrase it like that. What, did he change his name? Or did he? Yeah. Anyway, don't want to say that. But anyway, can a mod pop a link into this channel, please? To this channel? Oh, yeah, we could. You know what? I could do it. I could just do it. Yeah. Here you go. We could do that. The channel we're listening to is just another... I should probably do this a little more often. Mind Unveiled. Definitely go subscribe to this guy and give him a thumbs up. For sure. For sure. And, I'm going to probably skip around through this, so we get to George Farmer. So that's the whole arc that he goes through. It's a really good intro. Does he have this in chapter? He doesn't have this in chapters. He should chapter this up. That would be really cool. This is a well done video. Yeah. Let's see. Where do we get? I wish I kind of had a direction to go. It looks like we get into Farmer. So I'd like to listen to that because that's a lot of the stuff that I don't know. I don't want to just play this guy's full video because I want to encourage you all to go and really watch this whole video all the way through. You know what I mean? Because he definitely deserves that. So, you know, definitely after this live stream, go watch this full video. It seems very educational. But we'll watch this point forward for sure because I want to learn more about George Farmer myself.
So apparently, here's what happened next. The Turning Point UK launch was held on December 11th, 2018 at the Royal Automobile Club on Pall Mall in London. The person who...
He's an alternate history channel, like Tartaria. So be real careful with his content and all. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Like, I'm going to only do fair use. I'm not going to sit here and play his whole content or anything like that. Even so... pausing, talking through it is enough. I could watch his whole video on here, like, if I wanted to do that. I just like to give people the opportunity to really go and watch it. And I like to leave a little cliffhangers and stuff, you know, to encourage people to go to the original content because I really don't like those garbagey kind of, those, you know, like Casey Tron or something like that just watches the full thing and very rarely gives commentary and stuff like that. That's not good. That's just theft. That's absolutely theft. I want to watch this part about George Farmer. I think I can learn a lot from that. A lot of you guys know way more about George Farmer than I do. I've never really looked at that end of things because I've always been focused on countering Candace's lies for the most part. That's just what my channel's angle is. I listen to what Candace says. I fact check it and find out she's full of crap. You know what I mean? And I like to keep history of Candace Owens herself alive. You know, from Social Autopsy and all that stuff, too. I've been all over that for a long, long, long time. So, you know. Just, fun stuff, I guess. It's not all about Candace, though, that's for sure. It's just more lately been about that, of course.
Organized this event was a man named John Mappin.
Oh, okay.
He's the heir to the Mappin and Webb jewelry fortune.
Yeah.
One of the oldest luxury brands in England. And he's a reported Scientologist. He's also a known QAnon promoter.
Wait, what? I didn't know that he was a QAnon promoter. What? That doesn't make any sense. So I did a deep dive on QAnon. Had nothing to do with Candace or anything like that. And the guy who I found out essentially created QAnon. And I didn't get to verify this because nobody knows the true source, but the one that makes the most sense, the one that most people agree upon, and the most easy to trace back was to the creator of 4chan, his son, specifically, created QAnon as a joke to get leftists upset and passing a garbage rumor that sounded bad. Very similar to the, birds aren't real. You know what I mean? So, that whole birds aren't real. It was a funny joke like that to get Democrats all wound up in passing a rumor that's just garbage and then making fun of them for it later. Remember whenever they also did that with It's Okay to Be White? And they posted all those around town and stuff and got Democrats mad over something that actually wasn't evil. So, and the reason why I did this research had a lot to do with some old drama that I won't mention. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's null. Nothing came of it, and I just don't want to re-bring it up. But it was over a big-time investigation thing that I was doing at the time. There was this guy that was paid off that I ended up proving that he was a fraud because he claimed that he had solved several cicada puzzles, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? You all remember what cicada was? The government would essentially send people really complicated photos or complicated code or something, and people had to figure out the secret message, and if they did, they got recruited by the government. This guy claimed to have solved a couple of them. And the ones that he claimed to have solved were known fakes that were documented. in the cicada community, believe it or not, or people that really kept track of cicadas, like actual confirmed puzzles that were solved. They outed him years ago, lying about this. So I ended up bringing it up and going, hey, what's this fraud doing with this guy that's prominent that is covering up this other lady who was lying about this whole situation that took place in California with a very famous metal band, believe it or not. Some of you guys may know what I'm talking about. But water under the bridge. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. And it does no good for us to do a bunch of infighting with a lot of us. So I just decided to go ahead and say, hey, that's weird. So anyway, that's how I got down that rabbit hole. Why is this guy promoting it, is my question. This is a long story to say, why is this guy promoting something that I was able myself actually genuinely capable of completely debunking its existence? You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very, very weird situation to me when I was able myself to go through this freaking crazy rabbit hole just to find out that QAnon was just nothing more than a little joke. Would this guy be so crazy about pushing QAnon?
Put together the event where Candace met her future husband. Candace had actually been in London doing media all day. She was taping Russell Brand's podcast that same day and showed up late.
That was Lauren Southern that was with him too, right? Was that Lauren Southern standing right next to Charlie? Yeah.
Her future husband. Candace had actually been in London doing...
Yeah, that's Lauren Southern, right? Huh. Interesting.
Media all day.
Is that Lauren Southern? Maybe
she
I'm
was
going
taping
crazy.
Russell Brand's podcast that same day and showed up late. And at a dinner organized by Paul Joseph Watson, the InfoWars contributor, she sat next to George Farmer. He was the chairman of Turning Point UK, the British version of Charlie Kirk's operation. He was the money guy. He was already installed before Candace and Kirk flew over. Candace later described it as love at first sight. December 12th, they have dinner alone. December 29th, George Farmer proposes to Candace Owens via FaceTime.
You know what's weird is George Farmer does look a lot like Chris O'Neill from Oni and G. I don't know if any of you guys know who that is, but for some reason he just looks exactly like him. I think that's really funny. You were Q curious, but never took it too serious. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I never really took Q serious until that whole situation. Is that the video on here already you research, especially cicada thing? No, I'm not really a journalist. It was for a specific situation, though. I've never gone that hard since, really, on this channel. Maybe I should. You know, I really should. But it was crazy because I was really dedicated at the time, and I had a lot more free time at that point, and it was a crazy rabbit hole to go down.
18 days after meeting her for the first time. February 14th, 2019. The engagement is publicly announced on Valentine's Day. In May 2019, George runs as a Brexit Party candidate for European Parliament. He doesn't win, but it tells you where his political ambitions are. August 6th, 2019, private ceremony. August 31st, 2019, the celebration at Trump Winery near Charlottesville, Virginia. Eric Trump's the president of the winery. And look at the guest list. Nigel Farage, the leader of the Brexit Party, John Voight, Charlie Kirk, Larry Elder, Paul Joseph Watson, and Jerry Falwell Jr., the president of Liberty University who would later resign in his own scandal. They wore red Make Weddings Great Again hats. From first handshake to wedding, 264 days. Less than 9 months. From first handshake to proposal, 18 days. And when asked why, George said he heard a voice telling him to propose. So a voice told him. Now maybe it is just love at first sight.
It's freaking weird. It's just too weird. It's way too weird. Candace always talks about things like this is how things should happen and how things shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Like telling, I don't know, Erica Kirk that her kids should not have woken up early, like late at night like that, like 11 p.m. or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Kids don't just wake up in the middle of the night. And it's just like, you know, do people also get married after, 17 days? you know what I mean? Or whatever the case is. You know, proposed to after 17 days, and then 8 months later, you're married? You know, it's like, it's really weird because everything she says, everything she does is always the opposite of how things usually end up working out. Like, my kid is in my bed every freaking night at like 3 a.m. Like, man, getting good sleep as a parent is just, it's impossible. It is impossible. I don't know how people do it, you know? But it's a lot of effort, a lot of, you know, gotta pick them up, carry them back to their beds, and you just be patient. At least that's what everything online says is the most effective way. I don't know. But be patient with them, keep taking them back, and man, sometimes there's some nights where you wake up and it's just like, whatever, and you just roll back over. You know what I mean? But it's weird to me that Candace seems fake at every single avenue. It's weird. Maybe she's living a crazy, crazy lucky life in a sense that she doesn't have to deal with this, right? But man, it's just weird. Everything she does is unnatural, in my opinion. Maybe you guys disagree. Seems like you guys agree with me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm living the weird life, I guess. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe God really did just tell him. But before you decide that, you need to know who George Farmer actually is.
Now this is what I want to hear.
Because once you do, the 18 days starts looking very different. Okay, so George Farmer. Most Candace fans couldn't tell you a single thing about this man.
Yeah, agreed.
His full legal name is George Thomas Stahel Farmer. Born in London,
Never
went
heard
to
of
St.
Stahel
Paul's
before.
School, one of the oldest and most elite private schools in England, founded in 1509. From there he went to St. Peter's College, Oxford, to study theology. Got a first-class honors degree, which means he wasn't just at Oxford to party. He was academically serious.
I wonder, so I've tried to reach out to Lauren Southern again recently. And, I don't know. I don't think she really trusts me. For some reason, she kind of felt betrayed by my video. Even though I literally told her from the beginning, hey, I'm doing a video, a YouTube, literally I said specifically a YouTube video about you and would like some of your opinions. And she said, yeah, absolutely. And I started off and I had to screenshot that to her and say, I told you what I was doing from the beginning, you know, because she was like, oh no, you put some of this stuff out there. And I was like, there were certain things she asked me not to put out in public. And I didn't. I did not put it out in public at all. And I said, hey, I never posted this, or this. She said, oh, okay, good. But after that, she still treated me like I put stuff out there in public that I shouldn't have. And I was like, no, it never happened. I asked explicit permission, and I asked even, hey, you're sure you're cool with this, right? And she said, yeah. And the things that she asked me not to say out loud, I never said out loud, ever. And I won't say out loud because, you know, she asked me not to. But I tried reaching out to her again and was like, hey, you know, this is crazy. And she told me things about Milo, you know. She was like, hey, Milo is a fraud, you know, and he's not good. And I was like, oh, you know, and I'm seeing more and more of that. And I messaged her. I said, hey, you're dead on about Milo. I really do think this guy just makes stuff up. But what is his motivation for that? And I don't know. She won't respond. And it's like, it's fine. She doesn't have to or anything like that. But, you know, I don't know. I didn't think I had done anything wrong by her. But it's a bummer. But do you like, a rumor had it that, you know, I mean, I know she like got with Destiny. But did she cheat on her husband with Destiny? Was it around that time period? You know, that's interesting.
But remember that name, Stahel.
Stahel,
we'll
yeah.
Come back to it.
Okay, we're on the same wavelength here. Interesting. Stahel caught my attention, and, you know.
But first, his father. And where he comes from is a level of wealth and political power that most people have never been anywhere near. George's father is Michael Stahel Farmer, and as of September 5th, 2014, his official title is Baron Farmer of Bishopsgate in the City of London. He sits in the House of Lords. He is a life peer in the British government. Lord Farmer made his fortune in metals trading. His nickname in the industry
Wow.
was Mr. Copper, because at one point, his company was the single largest trader of physical copper and nickel on the planet. He ran this operation from 1989 to 2000, and in 2000, he sold it. Guess who bought it? Enron, for $448 million.
Wow.
Yes, that Enron. And what's wild is Lord Farmer cashed out right before Enron collapsed. He sold at the absolute peak.
Wonder who gave him that information. That's probably Nancy Pelosi giving him a heads up there, right? Yeah, puking at Destiny. Yeah. Whew. Man. That's rough. That's rough. Getting with Destiny. That is whew. I don't understand it, to be honest. That must have been a sad point. I'm not going to, bash Lauren Southern per se. She must have been at a low point, to be honest, to get with Destiny. Like, that is a dude that is just not okay at all. And I don't know what she was going through. I don't know that she necessarily cheated on him or not. I don't know what all happened, to be honest. It's just, that's information at that point is like, I don't know. It honestly doesn't interest me. I don't care about people's drama like that. I just don't. You know what I mean? It's, whatever. They those are people that can hash it out themselves. Whatever happened in their personal life, they'll bring it out in public if they want it to be public. Her husband has absolute, her ex-husband there has absolute, free will. He could put it out on the internet if he wanted. If he's not going to do that, then it's obviously not important enough. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. I was kind of talking about it, but I don't really want to. I don't care. I don't care about what she may have done. If it matters, they'll put it out in public.
After Enron imploded and destroyed thousands of people's pensions and savings, Lord Farmer walked away with $448 million and went on to co-found a hedge fund called Red Kite Group, which at its peak was managing $3.5 billion and was supplying roughly 15% of China's copper consumption.
Okay, I was wondering if it was going to be Chinese related when he said Red Kite. I was like, it's odd. That's very communistic-y, but yeah.
The family is worth an estimated 150 million pounds.
By the way, yeah, so he absolutely had confirmed 100%. Destiny did have underage pictures of a girl that he had showed another guy, and he outed Destiny for it and reported him to the police. So, yes, confirmed. He could try to deny it. He won't sue anybody for saying so. And I've seen a lot of evidence in the sense of like people corroborating. There's a reason why he's not suing anyone. Because he knows it's true. And he admitted it in text message form. So there's that. He didn't deny the text messages. He just denied that she was 17. But it's like, well, your text messages are real, so there's that.
Bedroom London mansion, properties in France, Morocco, Belgium, and a large estate in Tennessee where Candace and George now live. Now here's the thing. How did Lord Farmer get his title? Lord Farmer is one of the largest individual donors in the history of the British Conservative Party. He donated over 6.4 million pounds. Some sources put it as high as 8 to 9 million when you include all affiliated donations. He served as co-treasurer of the Conservative Party from 2011 to 2015. And on September 5th, 2014, while he was still serving as party treasurer, he was created a life peer.
That is a lot of money. That is crazy. He literally bought his way into, like, to being an advisor for life? Is that what that means? Like a lifetime peer?
Baron Farmer of Bishopsgate in the City of London, and given a permanent seat in the House of Lords. There's an investigation by Open Democracy that looked into this pattern. What they found is that every single former Conservative Party treasurer who donated at least £3 million was offered a seat in the House of Lords. Everyone. And Lord Farmer, when the Sunday Times asked him about this directly, quote, "There has been a tradition of ennobling party treasurers," end quote. A tradition? And in the House of Lords, Lord Farmer has voted 81 times. he has never once voted against the Conservative Party whip.
Well, you know, that their system isn't rigged. Wonder what the angle would be for, though. Wonder what exactly his specific influence is. You know what I mean? Kind of move this here. A little more centered. You know what I mean? Like, what could he be pushing for? What is he lobbying? That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry about that. Lobbying. I could not think of that word. But I wonder what he's lobbying to the government by doing this.
81 for 81. Before the marriage, George was a partner at Red Kite, his father's hedge fund,
They're
in
not
July
rich, they're wealthy.
2017. He reportedly made £5 million in profit in a single month.
Is that what
After
Candace
the marriage,
says?
the career gets interesting. He co-founded Redfield and Wilton Strategies, a political polling firm, in January 2020. Then he became COO and later CEO of Parler, the free speech social media platform, from March 2021 to April 2023. Then he became the executive director and shareholder of GB News, the UK media outlet, from September 2023. So that's hedge fund, polling, social media platform, news network. All in 5 years. But publicly, I'm exclusively interested in faith. Now go back to the 18 days.
That's very interesting. And they ran Parler right into the ground, too. Destroyed it. That sucks because, you know what? I have so much resentment for that. Because I actually ended up making it on Parler very quickly. And I was also talking to Dana Lash and was trying to get an interview with her set up on my show. And it fell through like right whenever Parler hit the crapper. It was crazy. I got like 3,000 followers overnight on Parler. And like, it was crazy. And then Parler got, just demolished. It was one of the most frustrating points because I remember exactly where I was too. I was in, I was a blue shirt at the time too. I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but I was in the security vehicle at Google and I was literally making posts and stuff because it was gaining traction a lot and posted my videos and stuff on there. And it was the first time I saw an actual genuine good uptick on my channel. And it was all thanks to Parler. Then she screws it up. Yeah, it's wild how that works out, isn't it? Candace Owens, a thorn in my side for how long now?
Now can we be real? A woman who became conservative overnight in 2016, whose entire political career was 14 months old, who had just...
You know what she looks like right here? Who's that? Who's the little lady in this person? You know? And this person also looks like that very famous lady, little person in CSI. Is it CSI? No. It's NCIS Los Angeles. Linda Hunt. You know what I mean? Anyway. Let's see. She was, she played, that's who she played. She played Mother Willow in Pocahontas. For people who don't know who this lady is, you know, how famous she actually is and whatnot. She was in Kindergarten Cop as well. All that good stuff. But anyway, Candace looks a lot like her in here in this situation.
Just embarrassed herself with the you-know-who comments and was being pushed out of TPUSA, sits next to this man at a dinner his organization arranged, and within 18 days, the son of a lord, whose family is worth 150 million pounds, decides she's the one.
You know, that's a fantastic point. Because if you think about it, first of all, think about like the royal family and how they felt about Harry's wife or what's her name? Meghan, is it Meghan Markle or Meghan? No, not Meghan Markle. Is it Meghan Markle? Something like that. Whoever she is. And she's accusing them also, oh, well, I'm dark-skinned. Not even close, but whatever. I'm way darker than her. You know what I mean? By a long shot. And she is complaining that, you know, this is old British racism or whatever. And yet, you have a lord getting with Candace Owens. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Wait, I thought that was supposed to be technically warding off the devil, because that's what Ronnie James Dio would do, right? He would do this, and then he started doing that in metal music and stuff like that. But he would always talk about how his grandma would do that, and it would, like, it was an Italian thing, like it was a Catholic Italian thing where they'd ward the devil off, and it was always funny because he was like, anytime she passed somebody that she didn't like, she'd be like behind their backs or whatever, and it would always make Dio laugh. And so he was like, yeah, he would always do that. And because he was like, Grandma, they're not evil, you just don't like them. It was really funny, kind of a hilarious story, I thought.
Now the name. Stahel. Lord Farmer's full name is Michael Stahel Farmer. George is George Thomas Stahel Farmer. Every generation carries that name. The Stahel surname is Swiss. 61% concentrated in the canton of Zurich, records going back to the 13th century.
No way! This video is insane! Wow! That'd be crazy if this is Stahl to Ball. Are you kidding me? That would be the most wild crap. Are you kidding? Dude, I want to see how he ties this in. This is wicked.
Now, some of my viewers have claimed this is Swiss Templar bloodline. I'll have to look into that more. But what I can tell you is, the name is Swiss, and it's centuries old. And this family carried it from the continental European commodity trading world into the British House of Lords in one generation. Okay, but let's talk about what George did at Oxford. Because this is the part that neither Candace nor George ever talk about.
Did that cut out again?
At Oxford University, George Farmer was the president of the Bullingdon Club. Now, if you're American, you may not know what this is. But if you're British, you know exactly what this is. And you know it means something very specific about a person who was in it.
Is this going to be, like, very similar to George Bush and the Skull and Bones Club or something like that? Yeah, like a rainbow in the dark. Yeah, heck yeah. It's one of my favorite songs. Also, when he was doing stuff with Richie Blackmore, his song Temple of the King is phenomenal. You'll have to listen to that if you haven't heard of it.
The Bullingdon Club was founded around 1780. All male, invitation only. You can't apply.
Maybe use my headphones.
You have to come from one of the wealthiest families in the country, and existing members select you. The uniform alone costs $3,500.
I'll put another link into it here. Let me see. Yep, I think it's this video right here. And it is by Mind Unveiled. People need to go check him out. I'm going to learn the George Farmer parts. I know pretty much, I won't say I know everything I need to know about Candace, but I've shown a lot of stuff. If I find anything new in this video, I'll do like a little coverage on it to touch up on anything I may have missed about Candace, but pretty confident I know most of the rest. But I do want to look into George Farmer here. I want you guys to go and watch this full video, though, for sure, because I'm going to be going and watching this full video in private after this stream.
£100. So what do? They hold grand dinners at expensive venues, and then they destroy them. That's the tradition.
Okay,
Smash the place up, pay for the damage in cash.
These guys suck. These guys are inconvenient dicks. Like, okay. Check this out. These guys will pay for it. But I don't want anybody to come into my place and smash it up in the first place. Like, this is wild. Oh, it is equivalent to Skull and Bones? Okay. So I'm not far off the mark here. Cool, cool, cool.
The initiation involves members invading your room and destroying everything you own while you watch. Police have been called to Bullingdon events. George Farmer was president in 2010 when police were called to Hartwell House Hotel for criminal damage. Okay, but here's why any of this matters. There's some important people in this club. 2 kings, Edward VII and Edward VIII. 3 prime ministers, David Cameron, Boris Johnson, Archibald Primrose, the 5th Earl of Rosebery.
Oh, well, no wonder she's against Trump. Boris Johnson? They were in there with her husband? That's a little wild.
2 chancellors of the Exchequer.
Wait, those guys would have been too old. Are they saying overall? Did I miss that? Did I misunderstand? Hold on.
Edward VIII. 3 prime ministers to Hartwell House Hotel for criminal damage.
Okay, let me read.
Okay, but here's why any of this matters. There's some important people in this club. 2 kings, Edward VII and Edward
Okay.
VIII.
I see.
3 prime ministers, David Cameron, Boris Johnson, Archibald Primrose, the 5th Earl of Rosebery, 2 chancellors of the Exchequer, George Osborne, Lord Randolph Churchill, Winston Churchill's father, Nat Rothschild. That's the photo they tried to suppress during their political careers. Cameron, Boris, all of them.
Okay.
This club has produced more British heads of state per capita than any organization in the country. So for Americans, this is basically Skull and Bones at Yale.
All right. Okay. I'm in the know with a lot of stuff. That's crazy. Okay, cool.
Same structure, same function. 3 US presidents from Skull and Bones,
Yeah.
3 UK prime ministers, and 2 kings from the Bullingdon Club.
They're just one king short of something really creepy.
George Farmer was the president of it. Now we're just getting started. You know what's even crazier? This all connects to the files. There's an email in the EFT archives, EFTA 02416209.
No.
It's from a man named Nick Lees writing to Jeffrey Epstein. Now Lees was close to Epstein. Epstein called him my boy.
She's way more connected. It's not just her great, like, Candace is also connected in the files through her great uncle, I believe it was. But to literally have even more connection to the files through her husband, Candace's family's been connected to George Farmer's family for a long time, hasn't she? I've not watched this video. I don't know if he makes that connection or not. But if I had to guess in the direction this video is going, Candace Owens' connection through her family has probably gone down the line as well with George Farmer's family for a long time. I hope I'm wrong about that, but it seems to me that's the direction this video is going. So this is going to be definitely crazy if that's the case.
He was based in Singapore. And in this email, Lees is discussing British politics and he writes, quote, Eton, Oxford, Bullingdon running the country. What a wheeze.
So it is a literal 333. Interesting.
That's a private email to Epstein from a man he considered family.
And Stargazer, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I appreciate you sending all this. I think you did send me this one, didn't you? I think this was the one that was it Mind Unveiled that was sent to me by you? I think it was. Oh, I'm on Mitch Snow. Shady Lady had this one there. I don't know. I think you had sent me this one, right?
And in a separate email from the same Nick Lees, he introduces Jeffrey Epstein to a woman named Nicole Junkerman.
Looking to glorify? Okay.
If you know about Epstein research, you've probably heard that name. Junkerman is a known Epstein associate connected to Ehud Barak. Lees writes to Epstein,
Anti-woke
my
financial
great friend
service?
Nicole Junkerman is considering moving to Singapore. May I have her call you? EFTA 02414840. I'm going to call this one the Rosetta Stone.
Okay.
Prince Andrew writes to Epstein, quote, you should know that I was seeing David Rowland, my trusted money man who you should know from a long time ago. He saw Hugo Swire, the new Minister of State Northern Ireland, and Hugo asked him a very direct question about whether or not I was still seeing you. David Rowland, Conservative Party's largest donor and designated treasurer, forced to resign because the press called him a shady financer. Prince Andrew calls him my trusted money man, and Hugo Swire, a Foreign Office minister, is asking whether Andrew is still seeing Epstein.
Okay. This is so insane, so crazy, and such good work by this dude. I need you all to, like, actually, I'm going to make sure I even have the, like, absolute freshest link here. go follow this guy and give him a subscribe. Give him a thumbs up. Tell him I sent you, too. Like, this is unbelievably good work. Oh, I don't want the transcript. I was wanting to show less here. This is crazy. Like, wow. This is some mind-blowing stuff. I have got to say. This is probably one of the craziest videos I think I've ever seen about Candace Owens, period. I did not know about this George Farmer stuff. This is wild.
In the same email chain, Epstein writes to Andrew, I know you're seeing Jess Daly this morning. He's like family and can be trusted. Jess Daly, JP Morgan CEO, later Barclays CEO, like family. The documents show he visited Epstein's Island with his wife, flight numbers in EFTA 020-25420. He sent his daughter's resume to Epstein. Epstein writes back to Andrew about Swire. I used to shoot with Hugo. His great friend, Nick Lees, is coming to see me next week. Shooting parties with a foreign office minister, and Nick Lees, who jokes about Bullingdon running the country, is the same Nick Lees Epstein then connects to Nicole Junkerman. Junkerman, EFTA 02342424, forwards surveillance tech updates to two people, Ehud Barak, former prime minister, and Jeffrey Epstein. Same email, same time. EFTA
So I'm kind of losing track on some of the people here, so hopefully it doesn't get too spread out.
EA 024
You watched this several days ago? Whose channel? The channel is Mind Unveiled. And again, I'll pop that link in here. Definitely go subscribe to this channel. And tell them I sent you for sure. This is good. This is really good.
Nat Rothschild, Bullingdon Club, sends a private deal called Project Concordia to Jess Daly at JP Morgan. Lord Mandelson forwards the entire chain to Epstein with two words. Interesting. Protect. EFTA 018896668. Remember I said George Osborne, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Bullingdon Club? His chief of staff was a man named Ian Osborne. And Ian Osborne emailed Jeffrey Epstein directly. Subject line, confidential. Quote, I spoke to George Osborne. He is certain that Jess's name was never put to him for a yes-no on Barclays, and he's equally certain that he would not have opposed it.
I appreciate that, Tickin. Thank you so much. Oh, I hope to get my numbers up. I'm sure they'll grow. I mean, they've done nothing but grow. It's just, mainly been a slow growth, but you guys made it a lot faster, I can tell you that. The whole start of this, and then, you guys have been amazing. Thank you, guys. Yeah, he has a great, huge following. This guy is unbelievable. Like, he's doing all the right things. He deserves more than 378,000 followers, though, for sure. Like, this dude is doing crazy good work. Definitely go subscribe to this guy for sure. Again, I'm going to spam the crap out of his link. Like, this dude's just doing insanely good work.
So the Chancellor of Exchequer's own chief of staff feeding confidential information about banking appointments to Jeffrey Epstein. About Jess Daly, the same man Epstein called like family. And in a separate email, EFTA 018-76305, Epstein's assistant Leslie Groff writes, quote, You have mentioned Ian Osborne and Peter Thiel. The same Ian Osborne arranging Peter Thiel meetings for Epstein while feeding him confidential intelligence from the Chancellor's office. EFTA 024-18723. Prince Andrew brokering David Rowland's Luxembourg private bank to Epstein for, quote,
I mean, I know that's going to be obvious that George Farmer's directly connected to Prince Andrew, but, hearing it absolutely confirmed is it's kind of still wild, This is crazy. As long as it's Artie that's spamming. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, go follow this guy's channel, guys. I got probably about 5 more minutes, and then I got to, hop off here, and the wife goes back into work tomorrow, so I got to really make sure I get everything tip-top shape. So, we get into our routine, and then I watch the kids, straight in a row, 3 days by myself. It's pretty It's a task, but we have fun at least. We have a lot of fun. And now that it's warm out, I get to run their energy out at the park. It's good. Man, wintertime and being cooped up in the house is rough. That is rough. Because kids bounce off the walls and they don't stop bouncing until they fall asleep. So it's nice to be outside and have them run around and scream and just get that energy out.
You're undecided Chinese? Andrew writes, perhaps this is an avenue for your undecided Chinese. And he agrees that concentration should be on who pays who and when. And Lord Mandelson himself, EFTA 018-38629, states directly that, quote, Lord Mandelson was introduced to Mr. Epstein a decade before by his then partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, who along with her father and other members of her family, Lord Mandelson had known for many years. Ghislaine Maxwell was personally introduced.
Oh man, I bet your son is Z and your daughter's Alpha. It's crazy out there. Yeah, both my kids are Alpha. So, it's crazy. It is getting wild out there.
Introducing British lords to Jeffrey Epstein. And in another email, Mandelson writes to Epstein, quote, need a lord on the board? And in a separate document, Epstein asked Mandelson to arrange a House of Lords tour for his 15-year-old goddaughter. And Mandelson's first question, the very first thing he writes back is, how old? How old? Now what's her name? Now when does she want to come? How old? Yeah. And then there's EFTA 000-37470. This is a UK National Crime Agency intelligence report sent to the FBI in June 2020. It's about a woman named Claire Guinness, or Lady Claire Iva, Countess of Iva.
I really feel at this point that they definitely had more than enough evidence to permanently put Jeffrey Epstein behind bars a long time ago. What is going on with all this, too? This is interesting. Man, it really makes you wonder in which direction this gets connected, you know, overall, the files themselves. Because while we're connecting George Farmer and all them to these files, it's still technically going on active right now. It's really weird.
Married into the Guinness brewing dynasty. Quote, Claire Ivo was allegedly a close contact of Epstein and traveled and stayed with him on multiple occasions. And her current position, the one the NCA flagged in the report, president of the NSPCC, the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, the UK's main child protection charity. In the emails, she's sending Epstein property listings. Coco Chanel's house in the south of France.
How is Candace Owens literally connected to every single thing that she has accused Erica Kirk of? This is odd. Every single thing. Now there's property investors involved with this. What's going to be next? Literal models? Like, is Candace somehow going to be tied to, you know, literal models as well?
France. And she writes, quote, you could put
Watch it
in
be an orphanage next.
Super cool for girls, even without aircon. Smiley faces. The president of the child protection charity emailing Jeffrey Epstein about properties that are super cool for girls. Now I need to be clear, George Farmer is not in the Epstein files. His father, Lord Farmer, is not directly named in the EFTA documents. I'm not going to fabricate a connection that doesn't exist. I'm not saying the Farmers are a part of any network. I'm saying this is the world they operate in. And this world has documents. The exact same role Lord Farmer held, Conservative Party treasurer, that's Prince Andrew's trusted money man in the files.
So, I mean, without named in the files, but his title is named in the files. He holds the title at the time. That'd be like saying the CEO of SpaceX. Well, who's the CEO of SpaceX? Just because I didn't say his name, you know what I mean? It's good enough for me, to be honest. If they wanted to deny it that way. I don't think they would. I don't think this is too on the nose. We know who the money guy is for Prince. Was it Prince Andrew or whoever he named? We know the title. Are they going to deny that he was that title at the time? Like, you know what I mean? There's no getting around that. Absolutely none. But anyway, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff, guys. I think it ends at about here, so we'll play it up to the point where he gets to Candace. And then I'll have to call it quits. Not to mention, I think that's a good cliffhanger to put it on anyway, in general, because he goes through a lot of the lore that she's covering. So I think this will be a great moment forward here just after this point to leave it to you guys to watch.
Club that George Farmer ran is in the files. That's the one Epstein Circle jokes about running the country. In the House of Lords that his father was given a seat in, that's where Mandelson asked, how old, about a 15-year-old girl. So can we all be honest? 18 days is a little strange.
Yeah.
Not just a little. 9 months later, she's married at a Trump property with the leader of Brexit as a guest. And both of them call it love at first sight. God's plan. A voice told him. In December 2024, episode 119, George sat down for his first real interview in over 5 years of marriage, and he said this, quote, "There are many different women I'm married to because I'm never quite sure who I'm gonna get in one day. You know, it's like someday I'm gonna get one personality, and the next day it's this personality."
Yeah, we remember this, and I made fun of this pretty hard. And I was like, man, this poor guy is genuinely, like, dealing with 18 levels of Candace, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just wonder if that's how many demons are in her or something. I don't know. And all jokes aside, let's see what he says.
And then you've got your investigative journalist hat on, and then you've got your mother's hat on, and then you've got your Catholic hat on. He's joking. It's a husband joke. But given everything this series has covered about programming, about people who switch between...
What's he zooming in on here? Is this something with the sweater? Or is it with this? I'm kind of confused by it.
Personas depending on who's watching, I'll let you sit with that. No, in my opinion, from what I've seen publicly, the on-camera dynamic between her and Charlie reads differently than her and George. That's not evidence. I'm not in their house. I'll let you be the judge. Okay, so let me show you something.
Yes, please.
Back in July 2025.
Just nothing gross, please.
Before the documents dropped, Candace launched a whole Epstein series, Dead Men Tell No Tales, 2.2 million views. The Midas Touch, 2 million. Why did they change their tune on Epstein? 1.8 million. So she's building up, she has all this anticipation, millions of people watching, so she's building herself up essentially as an Epstein researcher.
Okay.
The one to go through the files when they come out. February 1st, 2026, 3 million documents drop. Now let's see what she did after that. In 6 weeks, she's uploaded around 100 videos. Bride of Charlie episodes, 1, 5.3 million views. Episode 2, 3.4. Episode 3, 2.8. And then an open letter to Erica Kirk, 3.9 million. 7 full episodes, plus 20-something clips, all Erica Kirk, over 30 million views just on the Kirk content. Her ball episode did 2.8 million, but look at the description. It's Jay-Z on the Epstein list, Nicki Minaj says your favorite artists are in a satanic cult, in the Charlie Kirk assassination timeline. It's just entertainment. That's not a woman researching, going through the filings.
Right. And that is a huge problem I've had with Candace this whole entire thing, is she constantly just uploads entertainment now, and it's just a bunch of drama. She doesn't, add anything new.
Now here's what happened while I was making the last few videos. She launched...
I agree, Ashley Wynn. I keep wanting to say Ashlyn because I see the N right after the Y. Yeah, thank you, Ashley Wynn. I agree. I think all of you guys are freaking amazing and incredibly nice. Genuinely, thank you all for being like that. Not a lot of chats are like that.
Charlie to go after Erica Kirk. She accused a dead man's widow of being an intelligence plant. She suggested Erica has connections to Epstein through a modeling agency. TPA USA said Erica never worked there, and no verified evidence has been presented publicly. And the episode where she tried to make that connection, did Erica Kirk know Jeffrey Epstein? Dropped on March 11th, 2026. You know what else dropped on March 11th? Part 5 of this series. The same exact day. And then, within 48 hours of Part 5 going up, Candace posted about Project Monarch on X. She's mentioned MKUltra before in passing.
Okay. Well, now we're getting into some more of the weeds here. So I think this is a good place to leave off on. That's a good little cliffhanger. Yeah, guys. Because I really want to encourage you guys to watch this. Now, I didn't start from the beginning. I started like right around whenever he's talking about Candace here. And I kind of went in and skipped up to this George Farmer stuff. So everything else that gets connected for Candace, I'm going to really suggest you guys watch for yourselves. This is an amazing video. It's really well done. And I don't see anything that has been faked because he has posted everything here, unlike Candace. Candace will say she's verified something, says that somebody verified it for her or whatever online, and then she doesn't show it. And that's a big problem. Because if she would show it, it would just, give us a little bit more credibility with her. But again, the video again, oh, don't y'all worry about that, because now I'm going to pin it and replace pin message there. Anyone who would have wanted to join the Discord, I'm sure would by now. And the Discord's also linked in the description below. Once this video goes live, I'm going to also pin it in the comment section for everyone who's watching this live stream after. So it will be pinned down there as well. They'll see it right at the beginning of the video, hopefully, if they go to the comments first. So, yeah, there's that. This is crazy. Yeah, download Discord on your phone. That's probably one of the best ways to do it. Definitely may want to watch a little tutorial on how to use Discord. Might need it. So, there's that. If you hold Control on your keyboard, if you're on a computer, and then click on the link, it'll open another one in a different tab. As for, clicking the link on, your phone, I think you got to be paying for YouTube a month in order to get it to background play, to go to different links and stuff. So there's that. YouTube Red or whatever they call it nowadays. It was called YouTube Red back in the day, and that was funny. But, yeah, there's all that. Guys, thank you all so much for being here, by the way. I genuinely appreciate it, and this will be the last stream for the week. Of course, I don't stream on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, often anyway, unless the wife is off or something like that. I don't stream. And then, yeah, go into work after that and work those nights and get tired all over again, and then we rinse, repeat. So she works daytimes, I work nights, and then we get to keep our kids out of daycare. So, it's very tiring, but hey, it's pretty rewarding. And I can't put my kids in daycare. I had such an awful time when I got sent to daycare. Whew. Those teachers were terrible, quote unquote teachers. How dare they commandeer that? They don't teach anything. They teach you how to not trust adults. There's that, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here, seriously. And I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.